you have 90%. You have 90% win rates. You have a 90% win rate. Yeah, that's why for me sometimes I defy. When I say I defy timing, I don't defy timing. I cheat the timing just to get to that, just to get those beautiful places. Those beautiful areas are so sweet, so beautiful that they clear your trade. Like imagine going like 12-0. That's over trading though. But I'm just saying I've done that. Like I do that sometimes, not because I want to over trade, just to double confirm. Imagine like going like 3-0, 4-0 on the pair. And to think of the fact that we only need three good trades to make up 5% a day. And remember, the goal is not even what you make in a day. The goal is not how much money you turn over in one day or in one trade. Like some of us sometimes we want to make 100 USD. I've seen some people that have actually, you know, mentored in this area of market trap. And then they go with $100. The next thing they come back with $300, showing me how. Come on, it's not about this. You know how I learned that? I don't know how many of you know this lady, Pat, what's it called? Patty. Something she's a downline to what's the name of this coach, this educator? Uh, I remember now. Oran Wright, the guy who created levels, the one who teaches levels. See, she uses levels to do that. They are the one that created what's it called? Mamba strategy. No, she said something one day. This girl just have fun every now and then. If you see, she uses classic. This what do you call those cars? Like that this type of mini cars. I'll remember now. What do you call them? Um, vintage cars that are sold only on auction. Vintage cars of 1906. All those cars that are very premium that you don't see everywhere. Do you know that this girl in a year she gives herself $100,000 target, and she always make it 100,000 USD on HFX on the same binary that many people here will blow their accounts. We Nigerians blowing we are like blowing association of Africa. You know, so do you know what she always starts with? She starts with 250 USD, sometimes 500 USD. Before you know, in a matter of trading, targeting at 5% every day. You know, so she makes the other day, the last one she did, she was already at 1,750. Started with. So she told us that the reason why she's able to achieve her goal every year, she travels a lot. She spends her money on travel, family, cars. She's a car freak, and then she likes vacation. She like just all she does is fun, fun, fun. You go to her Instagram page. She's a member of IM Academy like you and I. You get. Now she said what makes her achieve this is because she's always focusing on the end goal. Meaning, as you are here right now, let's say you're starting your account with 100 USD. We all know by the end of 90 days you should be around 20,000 USD. That's what you should be around. So imagine your goal will not be on what you make every day. Rather, your goal will be on the 20,000 USD because you know what 20,000 USD will do to your life entirely. Now, if you fix your goal on 20,000 USD at the end of 90 days, that will prevent you from over trading. That will help you to increase your discipline, and that will make you to be contented with the 5% you make every day, even as a beginner. From the beginning, 5% may not make sense. $100, 5% is 5 USD. And like, oh, what is this? 5 USD is not encouraging. But if you look at where you're going, which is 20,000 USD in the next 90 days, come on, you'll be so excited that you're even making it consistent. And you know what? Have you checked? Have you checked that? Have you noticed something? That okay, Mr. A starts with 100 USD. Mr. B also started with 100 USD. And both, okay, let me even use Mr. B started with 50 USD, giving himself 200 days game plan. While Mr. A started with 100 USD, just going to trade. I want to make a lot of money per day. Now, Mr. A over leverage, like he does $10 for every trade. And yes, sometimes in a day, he makes $30 as profit, $20. Maybe if day one, day two, another $20, $30. In 1 week, he already developed his account from 100 USD to 200 USD. He's lucky, right? And now, do you know the problem with doing things the wrong way? It's not really the result you get. That's the problem. It's the fact that you get results doing it wrongly. That's the problem. You know why? Because when you get results doing things wrongly, you get addicted to doing things wrongly. And the problem with doing things wrongly is it gets you in the wrong path, which you'll be so addicted that you'll be so difficult to turn back. That's why you see people, no matter how much they make, they'll still be broke. You see somebody who post the results. Oh wow, I just made $1,000 on my HFX account, on my battery account, blah blah blah, by over leveraging. Guess what? Next 1 week, that person is broke. Why? Because over leveraging, indiscipline, doing things the wrong way will make you to keep on doing it, even when you are winning. Even if you win 100 times consistently, you still want to do it the 101 time, which will make you to lose everything you've made 100 times. But the other person is 50 USD going gradually, 5% every day for 200 days. Do you know how much that is? Do you know for 200 days, which means for 10 months in a year, 50 USD, consistently, patiently? That's close to 800K USD. Now, if you have that kind of money, you are made for life. And do you know why you're made? Even you don't even need to have that kind of money to be made for life. If you're starting with 100 USD now, and on the 90th day you have even 10,000 USD, you are made for life. Do you know why? Trading is not about how much you make; it's about how much you have developed your balance to, which increases your 3%, that increases your daily returns. And that daily returns becomes your revenue you generate, while your capital becomes your residual asset, and your skill becomes your residual skill. You see it now. And that gives you residual income. And that income cannot buy you wealth like real estate, you know, buy stocks, buy Bitcoin, and all that. And you're secure. That will give you many things. Gives you confidence, makes you rich, and prevents you from jumping from one pole to the next pole, jumping to the new company, to the next company, to the next company, the new company. Oh, there's a new company in town, fixing your position, catching up position. All those things will be out of your life. How long do you want to jump? You don't need to be jumping here and there when doing the things the right way gives you honor, gives you pride, gives you code of conduct, gives you discipline, gives you results that cancels insult, makes you a mentor that actually go the way, walk the way, show the way, These are the things that, a lot of things that attach to it. You guys will be wondering, hey, he's supposed to be showing us the chat. He's supposed to be telling us some things, but he's saying all of this. I'm not a motivational speaker. I hate it. Like I always say, I don't like motivating. This is not even motivation. But I like to inspire people. Sometimes it is not what we do, it's how we see what we do. I'm trying to help your mindset to see what is attached to what we're trying to start tomorrow. So you put in all your best, because I can bet none of you have ever done your best. You have not even started. You are bigger than what you're doing right now. I can say that everyone have been playing small, actually. Everyone have been playing small, Everyone have been playing small. You are bigger than this, and you will know eventually. Do you know how you know? You will never know until you start doing things the right way. And you now see things start unfolding themselves. And you'll be happy with yourself. I'm telling you. You'll be so happy and proud of yourself. And I'll be more happier because I believe that all of you have a lot to contribute. And I'm so happy, actually excited. I'll be working with you. And I know at the end of 90 days, we're going to be so excited. Let me tell you, the IBO is going to be like bombastic. You know, as in the level of momentum, you'll be so loud that you'll be surprised. You'll be pinching yourself, asking yourself if you are dreaming or you're awake. You know, I mean, the sky will be the beginning point. The future will be so bright that you need a sunshade to look at it. I'm sure this is not for saying, this is what is already been done. And in anything that's already been done and proven is no more a theory. You understand? It becomes a principle. Okay? That's it. I'm telling you. That's when you see people. Now, this time around, you'll not be the one choosing the kind of person you want. You set criteria, you know, you tell them what they have to have for them to be a member of your team. People will not beg to be, they beg you to be their mentor. You get? And that's our goal. It's our game plan. And it's for life. It's yours. Like my mentor will say, I like that guy. All right. He says something, says, he say, take it, make it yours, and make it better. Yeah. All right, guys. So what are we doing tonight? I'm going to be asking questions, and answers will be put on the chat box. Then when we get to the part where I'll show you something, which I believe I need to emphasize very well, there's something I need to emphasize. Okay, then one of you will share your screen, and then we'll talk about that. Hopefully by then, maybe market will have been kind of coming up gradually, okay? All right, let's start from the first thing first. Now, tomorrow we'll be starting this. And all of you now are responsible for calling out trades that are close. I mean, trades that are very close, okay? And how we're going to be doing this. So let's say we're on the session right now. A lot of people are already there. We know ourselves, right? Not everybody will call into it. We know ourselves. I mean, all of us that are on this call now are going to be the pillar of this program. So what we'll be doing is, okay, let's say, let me check. Let's say Basit is checking, Sandra is checking, you know, we have Jessica, we have Somto Chuku, we have Yinka Show, okay, we have Bodupe, right? We have Chairman Emanuela there, Chairwoman, right? Yeah, we have Emanuela here, and we have, so all of us are there. Now, we're already checking. You know, one thing about the pairs is when you go to the market trap strategy, okay, of course, we all start from the news. These are things we'll be doing already at the background individually, okay? We're already checking the news together. You are checking yours, I'm checking mine, okay? We already eliminate the currencies that are in the news. We bring them out, we eliminate those ones. Then we're already in the market trap strategy. We get to the alert panel. Now everybody's analyzing their pairs, whichever pairs you like, so long they meet all the criteria which we're going to be setting up now. You're already checking them. Now you're checking the stability, okay? And then for the 4 time frames, and then we now focus on the ones that are already starting to make their move based on the timing. Like now, for example, it's 9:22. Let's say this is AM. It's 9:22. We all know the next timing is 9:30. Remember, not every timing leads to setup. Sometimes some timing may not. The fact that it's going to be 9:30 may not mean that the trades will be setting up by 10. It could be that is when maybe after we just cleared the first one, it may take like another candle, like 30 minutes candle, which means 15 minutes, 15 minutes candle, which means may take 9:30 and then 9:45. Maybe by 9:45, another setup will be coming up. Maybe. Then, so for us to know, all of us will be checking all the pairs and we'll only check the ones that are ready. I will announce to the group that, hey guys, AUD USD is about getting ready, heading for the zone for a call, but they won't take it yet. So you, whoever says AUD USD is ready, some of us will still go check AUD USD, like, oh, to quickly help, maybe to complete the whole part of it, while some are checking the other part, other pairs that are ready. You can give us like 3 pairs. We can have like 3, 4, 5 pairs that are getting ready. Okay? Now we'll all be checking. The one that is closest will be announcing on the group. Now everyone will be waiting. Now the others, I mean the new ones who don't know what we are doing, their job is just to take it where we say you can take this trade right about now or right on time. You get. So these are the things we'll be doing. Now to do that, you know, it needs sequence. It needs us. What do you call it? It needs us coming together to synchronize. You know, it needs that synchrony. You understand? So which means we have to be a step ahead of all of this, all the other people. You understand? So that is why it is important that we hold the gear very well. Now, quickly, let's go through it. Now, that's what anyone knows the sequence. If you know the sequence of the market trap strategy. Okay, sorry, before we go on, I'll ask, okay, your opinion should be welcome. You know, we have 2 areas we are looking at. How many of you have tried, let me ask you, how many of you have tried the cheat code on swipe option? How many of you? Yeah, we are doing it on Zoom. It's on Zoom, yeah. How many of you have tried this? The cheat code on what's it called? On swipe option, the one I talked about the last time. Trading reversal. See, I've said this before. Please, no one should try trading reversal. Yeah, you can unmute too. Yeah, you can unmute, please. Please, we should not be trading reversal. Yes,
sorry,
please.
coach. Please, what's the cheat code? Yes. I don't understand what you mean by the cheat code on swipe option.
Oh, okay. Let me show you guys. Remember the one I talked about where? Let me share my screen. 1 minute. Where I talked about when the swipe option trade is announced or released. You understand? So long the strength still respects what's it called? The strength respects the trend. You understand? Then you don't check another thing. Just be taking the trade after every pullback on every time it. Like when it's 9:30, you take it when you see the pullback. It doesn't matter where you take it. Just as long as 9:30, you take it for another 4 minutes. That's 5 minutes, but I use 4 minutes because I don't like my trades, you know, reversing on me at the last minute. Can you remember this one? that I did that last night. That I think was it the last night? No, the night before. Can you remember this? Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, coach, I can see your screen.
Now, see what I did here. So all these trades, I took these trades, and I also did some of the back text. So see, this was Euro USD, I guess. Yeah, I think it was Euro USD. Yeah, no, was it USD JPY? Was it USD JPY? I can't remember the pair again. I thought I wrote it. Let me check. Let me check my screenshot. I did a screenshot of where I took those trades. Swipe option. Yeah, it was Euro USD. Yeah, this particular trade. Can you all see it? This trade was called for 9 a.m. 19 minutes after 9. And it was of course was later discarded, and I'll tell you why it was discarded. You see it. So meaning I went I had like 6 zeros on this trade, but it never got to the entry that was given on swipe option. So it was later discarded. So meaning if without the cheat code, probably I would have just stayed on this trade and eventually not take it. Hope you get. Now, does that mean the educators don't know what they're doing? No, they know. Because that's why when they plot the chart and they do all those charting analysis, they get a very nice entry. It's something that they do in advance, right? Now, they cannot determine the market condition as at then. Anything can happen around that time before this entry comes up, right? Maybe there's a switch in the currency strength or anything. That's why they tell you timing is important, and also make sure that the first currency is stronger for a bullish move. They always give those notifications there. So sometimes before it gets to their entry, things like this happen, and they tell you they discard it. They tell you don't take this trade anymore, right? Now, so it prevents you waiting, number one, for too long for a particular entry, and also prevents you from falling in this trap. This has about 70% success rate. Win rate. Okay, so you use the cheat code, which I just tried that thing out and I saw it working out. But for me, it's too good to be true. Truly, I'm still looking at it like, come on, can it be coincidence or luck? That was why I tried it several times. I went on AUD USD and I went 12-0. That was a bad thing, okay? Don't do it. Over trading on a particular pair, that's a bad thing, right? But I just did it just to be sure of what I'm doing, okay? Like back testing. I hope you all can hear me, right? Can you all hear me? Are you guys with me? All right, so this trade was called USD was called for 9:20 a.m. Let me because I didn't do the 9:19 because on the chart there's nothing like 9:90 as in terms of the lines. I had to check lower lines. So I said let me put it on 9:20 a.m. Okay, so it was called for 607,591. Okay, for a put. Okay, when it gets to 607,591 for a put, but guess what? What I did, since it was of course for a trade to be called for a put, it has to be down. The price will be lower. So they're expecting it going higher, which is the pullback, which is reversal, right? To go higher, so you can take it for a downward trend because it's actually the trend is downwards. So you don't trade against the trend. That was what I was saying. Trading reversal is not even a strategy, actually. It's just like something that is risky, and because you can't really say the time. It can't do because it doesn't respect a full candle. A reversal can reverse halfway, as in when it comes to a candle. We are trading the candles. Okay, that's why we do trend. Okay, all right, that's by the way. So this trade was called at 607,591 for a put around 9:20 a.m. that particular day. That was what I showed you now just now, right? So at 9:30, so I was looking at the trade. I checked the strength. It was in line. I checked the strength. It was in line. Then I checked the stability only once on market strategy. It was in line. Okay. Then I waited for this timing. So 10 minutes later, 9:30 on the dot, without checking anything, I just went to my broker. Like I was not even on market trap strategy. I was not checking all those other conditions. That's when it comes to swipe option. Swipe option, I will tell you why I do that. Why I don't need to check all those parameters that I will check for market strategy when we are using this cheat code on the swipe option. The reason we do that is because, remember, the trade has already been analyzed by the educators before they will put it out there. And at the time they are analyzing it, meaning it must have respected all the stability and all that before they choose it. Remember, when an auditor is on session, he does that every now and then, right? He checks stability. Remember, you will check the stochastic and the super trend and the EMA. You always check for the 4 time frames. Remember, right? So because they've done all of that, they make your job easier. So the only thing you check here is make sure the strength still respecting the trend, and then make sure the timing is right. Timing is like 9:30, right? So at 9:30, I was on my broker. I took it for a pound, 1 USD. Now I was testing, so I had to use 1 USD. I was using my real account. 1 USD for a put for 4 minutes. And guess what happened? So all those areas where you see this green line, where you see the green the circle, those were areas I took those trades. Now the black line represent the price. The blue lines, that's the vertical blue line, represent the timing. Okay, so the first timing you see there, the one after the call. So the first line, the blue line you see there, is when the trade was called 9:20 a.m. At 9:30 a.m. is the second line. You understand? It was taken and it was clear. It was a clear. And how did I know that? Look at it. Look at let me zoom. So look at the green circle. It's pointing, wherever you see the black and the blue intersecting, and I have the green circle there, that was why I took the trade. So that area, we took the trade. I took the trade at 9:30 because at 9:30 it was there. That was where it was at 9:30. And after that, it went way down and closed at the bottom. You can see where it closed. Can you see the red candle where it closed, right? Can you all see it? I need someone to tell me yes, you can see it. So I'll do the rest, you can see it.
Yes, sir.
All right, let me show you. Let me try the annotation. So look at where it was cleared. I'm coming. All right. Look at where it was cleared. Can you see it? This is the end of the candle. You all know the direction of candles, right? For those of you who have read the Bible stick, at the top and close at the bottom. While a call candle opens at the bottom, that's the blue one, and closes at the top. So this was the beginning of the trade. I entered at this point and it closed there after 5 minutes later. But I did 4 minutes. So I already cleared before the closing, actually. As if that was not enough, 9:45 again. Look at it. This was where it was at 9:45. This was where it was at 9:45. I took it also and look at where it closed here, making 2-0. I took it again at 10 a.m. At this point, and look at where they closed, 3-0. I took it again at 10:15 and see where it closed, 4-0. At least you can see the pullback, right? See the pullback. The blue candle takes it up at 10 o'clock. What happens? I took it there on its way down. Now I'll tell you why it was discarded and see why the cheat code is actually helpful. At least, let me show you. So this is 4-0, as you can see. Okay. Now that was 10 a.m. At 10:15 a.m. Now I want you to notice something, or maybe I'll ask you this question. I want to be sure. That's how to learn faster anyway. So at 10:15 a.m. At 10:15 a.m. also, see it here. I took it here, and it ended here. It closed here. 4 minutes. I was done. Closed. 5-0. Then also I took it here at 10:30. This time around, when we went down at 10:30, remember all this while I was not on market strategy, market trap. I was just on my broker. All I need now is I check the time because I'll make sure that then once in a while I'll go back to check the strength. It's still the same, very strong. And I just tell my broker, the time 10:30, I took it again. And do you know the good thing? Every time before I take it, it always pull back, meaning it goes up. Then the moment it's time, I take it at that time, and then it start going down. I cleared. Now I want you to know something. For those of us who already know what stability is, 10:30, then 10:45 also. What happened? I sniped at 10:45, so I had 6-0, 6 good 0 at 10:45. Now see now what happened. So I was now waiting for 11 o'clock, which is the next o'clock, right? After 10:45 is 11. While waiting, I noticed that it was going up, which I said, okay, it was meaning it's going up means setting up, right? Set up for another take. But do you know why I stopped? When I saw it going so high, I went to check the strength. See the blue. I hope you're seeing it. Okay, can we all see the blue? Let me take this thing off here. Can we all see this blue? Sorry, I'm trying to get the annotation. Can we all see the blue candle going up? Can we all see it, right?
Yes.
Now, as soon as I noticed on my broker that this trade kept going up, 5 minutes, 15 minutes kept going up, I was like, okay, let me go and check the strength again. When I check the strength, so much have dropped for Euro USD, meaning what's it called? Euro went up and then USD came down. It was one bar difference. I knew there was a problem. And thank God I've gone 6-0. I said I won't take this trade again. But I said instead of taking it this time around, let me just watch it. So I now left my broker since I don't want to be tempted from taking it because it kept going up. That was where I stopped. That was a signal for you to stop or to check what is going on. When you see a trade that is acting abnormal from what it has been doing, because it's supposed to be a downtrend, right? And then it started going up for too long. I quickly went to check. There was a trend changing and see what happened. Okay, I didn't finish this part. Okay, let me check another screenshot. I think I did it somewhere. Okay, good. This is it. Look at it. Look at what happened. And did you all see that this is real, right? See that this is real because this was from Market Strategy. I checked all of this out. So see what happened. This candle went up. Come on, man. What's wrong with this annotation? Okay. Yeah, why is it so slow? Sorry. 1 minute, guys. All right, let me do it again. Okay, good. Look at this. So it kept going up, up, up. So when for you, I don't know if you have noticed this. You can ask me questions on this, please. Anyway, you're not clear. Make sure you jot it, you note it down, okay? Because you almost know what I know. You must know everything I know, please. Now, so have you ever noticed that when you are in the trade, let's say euro was like maybe 20, while USD, this is Euro USD, right? Let's say euro was like 20 and USD like 70, which is 50 points apart, which is a good one, right? Have you noticed that the moment euro gains some strength, let's say from 20 to 45, and USD comes to like maybe from 70 to 60 or 55. Do you notice what usually happens? There'll be a delay in the trend, which means the reversal will take longer than normal. Have you ever noticed that? How many of you have noticed that? I think I may have to look for a day to teach Forex. How many of you have noticed that? Anyone? Let me explain. Okay, maybe you don't get it. Now, let's say you're on a trade. Okay, let me ask you this question. Maybe you understand from this angle. Have you ever been on a trade, maybe from Swipe Option or Millimills or any one of these trading sessions, where a trade was called for a put at a particular price, and as soon as you enter that price, okay, the trade was actually, for you to do a put, you expect the trade to go up before you make a put, right? You expect the price to go up, right? So as soon as it gets to your point of entry, you click a put, and instead of it to go down, kept going up, and then kept going up, and it keeps going up, and as it's going up, you're waiting, and then your timer got exhausted, got expired, and then it was a lesson for you. And after it's a lesson, you start seeing the same trade start rushing downwards after you've already lost that trade. Have you noticed that before? How many of you have witnessed that?
Yes, we have.
Good.
Yes.
Now, good. I'm telling you the reason why this happens. The reason why this happens 90% of the time is because when there's the difference, there's a switch on the trade. When I say switch, not entirely, like on the strength. Let's say the strength of euro was 20 before, as at the time you were taking the trade, okay? While USD was maybe 60 or 70, let's say 70. That's like 50 apart, right? During the time, as soon as you not enter your what's it called? You come in. Maybe before you come in, you didn't notice, you didn't check the strength because you're already waiting for the entry. Educators have already given you the entry. And as soon as you get to this point, take it for a put. You're like, everybody's mind is fixed on what? On the price, right? Everybody's fixed on the price. Like, oh, as soon as you get there, let me take it. So you're your broker waiting. And then what happened? You entered. Not knowing that when you go back to check the strength now, maybe the euro that was 20 points before would have gained like extra 20 points, making it 40, while USD that was 70 would probably have dropped by 10, making it 60. When such happens, it's still a downtrend though, but there will be a little delay in the reversal. You all know what they call reversal, right? If you don't know reversal, can you tell me, hey, hi? Sorry, say hi. Let me hear you. You know, you all can admit. I mean, you can admit to say things, okay? If anyone don't know what they call reversal here, can you say hi? So meaning everybody know, every one of us do, right? Okay, if you do, can you say hi? I think that's the right question now. If you know what they call reversal, can you say hi? I know Basit will know because he
Hi.
likes to train reversal. Okay. Okay, so who else? How many of us are, because I'm sharing my screen, I'm not really seeing anything other
Okay,
than what I'm showing you.
we're actually responding on the chat. That's why you can't see us.
Yes, okay, imagine. Okay, let me assume you guys are responding. Okay, all right, no problem.
Yeah,
All
we know
right.
everybody can be talking. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, good. So which means you all know reversal. So now, reversal is not supposed to take too long. Now, even if it does, if you are aware of it, it's fine. You know that you are really waiting for a particular point. But when you are expected to enter at a particular price and then it keeps going on, do you know what you do most times? Sometimes options. Some people do rollover continuously, but rollover has limitation, right? Sometimes you are lucky, you continue the rollover and then you win the trade eventually. All what the trade or the market needs at that time is time for it to start coming down. Now that was what happened here. But really, if one is smart, if we are using this cheat code, who even needs to go through this stress? Because for me, I stopped trading immediately when I saw the trend switching. And you will notice something. I want you to notice something now. This is where I'm coming to. Talking about our stability. Sorry, guys. Talking about stability, right? Remember the rules of stability. Who knows the rules of stability? What are the two indicators that are so important to checking out stability? Who can tell me?
the super
Please
trend
just.
and EMA, the super trend on
God bless you.
EMA.
God bless you. All right, now see. Now look at the super trade. Look at the EMA here. See this trade, according to my knowledge and my favorite educators, they always say that so long a trade that was a downward trend, which of course the AMA, the EMA, and the super trend must always be above, right? So they've been above here. The moment the trades start coming to touch the EMA, meaning about to pushing the EMA or the super trend back downwards, then that trade is coming up for a reversal. I mean, the trend is about to change. Do you get? That was why I didn't take the trade anymore. So as soon as I checked the trade, I saw it was switched. I went to strategy and I saw this guy already coming to this part. I said, this is danger zone. Now, for gamblers, the question is, will it work for them? Yes, it did eventually because I checked. If I had taken that trade, even at that point, guess what happened? It's cleared here. Another 4 minutes. It could have been 7-0. And then it started coming down again. But still on the EMA, which is dangerous. And then another gambler will take it again. It's still cleared, making what? 8-0. But I don't need those 8-0. I prefer having 1-0 on strategy than 8-0 without my strategy. Hope you get what I'm saying, right? If you get what I'm saying. Now, let me show you another thing, guys. I want you to know something again. For you to know that these things were clean clears, okay? For you to know that they were clean clears, okay? I want you to do something. See here. Some of the, let me show you something. Okay, you won't be able to see it here because the market is closed. All right, don't worry, I'll be showing you that. And that's part we'll be rounding up with that one. Okay. Now, what I want to share you is this. You see this point, this red and this green part. Never joke with them. This point, this red and this green part. Okay. If you notice all the trades ideas, they don't go beyond this one and this one. And if you notice, as soon as they touch any of these ones, they go other way around. They touch this one, they come the other way around. They touch this. Now, you only follow the trend. So what's the trend right now? The red. So don't trade reversal, meaning even if it's showing green, call 55, not even 5. Don't take it. That's none of your business. Just look away. Tell it go away. It's not you I'm looking for. I'm looking for the red guy. showing me good, then I'll take it. Do you get? I'll give an instance. Imagine you came here now, okay, and you're like the one that take reversal and you took it from here. Okay? Imagine how many minutes it stayed. All these minutes it stayed. All this one you are seeing that is going between the green and down is spiking. You have lost a lot of trades here. And then finally it comes here. This is what you are waiting for. And then what do? Here? You snipe, comes down, you win your trade. It comes here, you see it now, snipe, comes down, you win your trade. Do you get what I'm saying? Snipe, comes down, you win your trade. Snipe, comes down. So the moment they touch that place, like an electric fence, they can't stay there for long. They have to be, they will be repelled backwards, downwards, and then you win your trade. Okay. So why am I showing you this thing, guys? It's because someone said, I think one was saying that what's the cheat code with swipe option? So the cheat code with swipe option is whenever a trade idea is released, okay, and you confirm the strength. Now, remember, there are some trade ideas that will be released. You check the strength. As at that time it was released, even the strength was not telling you the same thing. The trend was not showing the same thing. Don't do this on those kind of trade ideas. You only do it on trade ideas. For example, Euro USD for a put. You go and check and you see truly Euro is low, USD is high. And make sure they are 20 points apart. Then on every timing, make sure you take it. At least I'm sure. If you take it 5 times, at least I'm sure that you win 4 times. Minimum. You get? Now, is there anyone who still finding this difficult? Let me go and check the chat now. I think I have to unshare so I can be able to focus on the chat box. Since that's because I need to be sure. I'm really carrying you guys along. Now, if you check further on this particular trade, you see that the trend changed from here, and anything you take here now is going uptrend. So always know when to bail out. Okay? Always know when to bail out. Now, that's the swipe option thing that I was trying to explain the other time. Hope you get the swipe option cheat code now, right? Yeah, you roll over tire. So please, if you get the swipe option cheat code, please can you just put a 5 in the chat box, please? I need your 5. 5 in the chat box. King is like you came late. No, not just for Euro USD. The one I showed you was the real life trade that I took with Euro USD on swipe option, which I was using to confirm this idea of cheat code. And I took another one on AUD USD. That one was mercilessly dealt with because the trend stayed for too long. 12-0. I went 12-0 on that one. AUD JPY, I went 3-1 on that one. AUD JPY. 3 win, 1 lesson on AUD JPY. Please put a 5 if you really understand the cheat code on swipe option. I only have 2 people, Basit and Cashew. So meaning the rest of us still don't understand the swipe option cheat code? Okay. How do I explain this again? Okay, let me do it this way. Now, if you don't understand, put a 4 to the chat. Put a 4 in the chat box. If you don't understand the cheat code on swipe option, put a 4 in the chat box. Wait. I need to be sure. Wait, where do you guys belong now? If you understand, put a 5. You are not there. If you don't understand, put a 4. Some of you are halfway. Oh my God. Okay. How many of us are on this call? Okay, we are, 10. Okay, right. 10. Okay, please go ahead with your question. Maybe from your question, the others will understand.
Okay, my question is, good evening, everyone again. Yeah. My question is,
good evening.
For instance, an idea dropped on a swipe option. Let's just say AUD
Yes.
JPY, and the zones they dropped
Yes.
for a downtrend was
Okay.
200, so maybe 250.
Okay.
And for a
Okay.
downtrend, we are supposed to wait to get to 250. Better if it's 250 so that we can start praying price drops down. And at this time
Yeah.
around, we are still seeing the zone at 180 or 150. Do we start from 150?
Okay. Let me get it clear. Okay.
Okay.
They call. When the trader there is called for a zone, let's say 500, like you said. Okay.
Yes.
You know, probably meaning at that time it was called, the price was still below, maybe let's say around 100, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Meaning the price is still no. They don't give you. They don't tell you
Yes,
enter now.
yes,
Like
that's what I'm trying to say. If the price
good.
is below the zone we are giving let's say for example,
Yes. Yes. You
price
take it.
is
That's
below,
the point.
we start from the below price and start
N-
doing
n-
rolling.
Yes. So long you see meaning, let me give you how it works. So let's say they give you a point. For example, I'm looking at ADJPY now, swipe option right now. Okay, that was the last one that was given, I think probably on Friday. Now it was said that when it gets for a call, this is a bullish trend. Okay, when it gets to 390, 376, you take it for a call, which means you expect this price to go so low as 390, 376 to take it for a call, right? Those are the zones. Now, at the time of this trade, maybe as at that time, it was around 700. So they expect it to go as low as 300 for you to take the trade. Now, the good thing about this cheat code thing is, since it's 9:52 now, two things are important, which they always put at the end of every of this trade idea in swipe option. They'll tell you AED, JPY, 5 minutes, 379, 390. They will now put timing is key.
Yeah.
Which means timing is even more stronger than the price, the point of entry. Meaning, even at the point of entry, which is 390, if you enter sometimes and it's not on timing, it may reverse on you. It may do whatever with you. Do you get?
Yes.
Hope you get that first of all.
Yes.
Now, do you know
Yes.
what that is? That means because 15 minutes, every 15 minutes in the market, there's always change of conditions. Either a reversal or a trendy move, which means when I say trendy move, meaning it's going in the way of the trend supposed to go, or it's reversing it's pulling back, not a reversal step. Let me say a pullback, call it pullback. Okay, reversal means it's changing, but pullback is just resting to go up, to continue going up if it's an uptrend. Then for a downtrend, it goes up to rest before coming down. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so the trade idea is given for 390, 376. Now it's going to be 10 o'clock soon, which is 6 minutes from now. Now, for me, so long the strength is still giving me an uptrend for AUD JPY, which means strength is still, AUD is still stronger than JPY, very strong, and nothing is changing in the strength. As soon as 10 o'clock, expect this trade to go from that 700 it is, maybe to 500 or 600 or 400. Now, which means it won't get to the entry you are waiting for, but it will go as low as maybe 500, 550, 560, or 600. You take it for 4 minutes at that point, which is not the point they ask you to take it, right? So you take it at that point. It will take, it will take a bullish trade from that point and you clear. Do you know why? Because every 15 minutes, there's a 15-minute candle. And every new candle is going that direction which the market is going at that moment. So, hope you get what I'm saying, right?
Yes, I do.
So, because every candle. Sorry, is that you? I mean,
no, Coach. Coach Ismail, sorry to interrupt. That was like what you just said now. Like it was deep. That's what I meant. Yeah, it was very. Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
No problem. Yeah. So every 15 minutes there's a change of condition in the market, because especially for binary trading, which is the scalping trading. That's why even with the 15 minutes you can use it for forex. There are times I just enter. I'm still trying that anyway. I'm still trying that. Not established yet. As soon as it's good enough, I will let you guys know, and you also can try that. I'm trying something to see all these swap option trades. doing 15 minutes timing on the time frame. You can also use it for forex and quickly take some pips, maybe $20, quick $10, quick $5 in and out, that kind of stuff. But that's by the way, anyways. So every 15 minutes, that's why they tell you those timings are golden, like they are golden. Those timings, they are so golden. So now, just take it. I'm telling you. When you take it, it clears. And do you know what? I did this thing with my mentees, and all of them started sending results. In fact, you know the funniest part about this thing? It's clear. It's so crazy when Swipe Offshore said the trade, and people are still waiting for entry, and we were already done in and out. Actually, we've been doing it before, just that we're not conscious of it. Like we do it. Like sometimes I like to just, like because how many of you notice this? When you are waiting for a trade to come to 390 to go up, you'll be waiting, and the thing will come to like it will be coming down from 700. You see it coming down, you'll be happy that thank God it's coming down. Guys, be ready. Then it gets to 500, 550, and then it runs, and then it goes over like, oh, come on. And then you be counting the time. You say, hey, if I had entered this in that by now, I would have cleared though. That is exactly what happened every 15 minutes. So that cheat code really works, because for me, if you take trades, if you are doing something on the principle or strategy, and it's giving you like 4 wins, even if it's 4 wins, 1 loss, 1 lesson, it's still good. Come on, So I'm telling you, this is superb. And as soon as we start doing it also, and another way to do it, you can backtest. There's what we call backtesting. What is backtesting? Backtesting means, like, let me show you now. Let me see if I can get something on TradingView. I'm coming on TradingView. Backtesting is just like going backward to see what has happened in the past and seeing if it correlates with what we're saying. So let me go back and share my screen with you guys. Let me share my screen. Where is the preview? Where you are? Okay. Let's just look at something. So what we're still doing now is on Swipe Option cheat code, though. We're not on what's it called, the market trap strategy yet. This is the Swipe Option cheat code. Why is it taking time to load? What's up? All right. So, 7 on Euro USD. Oh, don't give me that market closing thing. Still coming up. Okay. I did it. Okay, sorry guys, I'm coming. Let me check another thing. It showed me the. What is that? My internet? Okay. Let me just check it out. Still the same. USD not coming up. Okay, let me check. JPY. Sorry, JPY. All right, let's check something out. What time frame is this? 5 minutes. 15. Okay. Now, okay. So I want to check something now. At that moment, I wouldn't know if this is. Let me check. When is it? Let me check the trend. Okay. Okay, this is a downtrend, right? All right, let's check something out. This is a downtrend. Guys, see what I'm saying now? These are, let's say this position was given by, look at, just follow the lines, that's the arrow, right? Check the horizontal. Let's say the position was given for you to enter at 039 for a put, because a downtrend, right? For a put, okay? And at the time it was given, let's say prices were below here, okay? Maybe it was 94. This is 95039 or 040. Okay, that's a okay, 039, right? Okay, 043, 95043. My price was given here. Now, so I'm here now, waiting for that entry of 043, right? Now, this trade idea keeps coming down, and we expect it to come here. Now, you know what happened? But me, what happened? At 17:15, I take it for a downtrend. Guys, see, I take it for downtrend. This 17:15, can you see it's 26 August 2022, 7:15, 17:15. I take it for a downtrend, right? And what happens? Even in 4 minutes, I clear. 5 minutes, I clear. Even in 10 minutes, but I don't want to do 10 minutes. I do 4 minutes, I clear. You know, so long you're touching this red. Now, the golden thing there is, you see, it comes here to test this resistance, and then it comes down 7:15, right? Now, what happens again? Here, I want to see one thing now. There's something I want you to note here. This is what? This is 7:45, 17:30. It didn't align on 17:30, and I'll tell you why. Remember, anytime a trend, that's another thing I want you to learn tonight, please. Very important. Any trend, and I'll show you, we can backtest and show you this is what I'm saying. Anytime you see a solid trend like this, okay, let me stop assuming that you are seeing where I'm touching. Let me use the annotation again. Anytime you see a solid continuous trend like this, downward trend that is so strong going down like this. Now, always be careful, because you get to a point, the market gets tired and to be ready for a reversal. Okay? So for me, whenever I see something like this, now remember, before you take this trend, before you take this trade idea, before you take this particular one that I took here that I cleared at 7:15, remember, you wait for, okay, here now, let's say it was a clear here already. When it got to this part at what time is it? 16:30. You know that the next 15 minutes, you don't expect it to probably give you a clear, because that's the time it needs to pull back again, right? Now, but when you come here now, after the 17:30, what happened? 16:30. At 17:30, a clear. 17 o'clock, a clear. Now, that gives you another clear again. Do you know before it gave you this clear? Remember, it was a blue candle at first. For those of us who know the candlestick pattern, right? You know that anytime you see a wick, it's an opposite trend before start following the right trend, right? So when you see this wick now, this wick you see here, I don't want to confuse you guys here. This wick you see here, this tiny line you see on top of this small candle here, it was a blue candle on its way up. So that time is another signal for you. Okay. Now, so meaning you took the trade at the top here when he was pulling back, and then what happens? It came down here and then came here to clear, right? Now this one too also, it clears at this place. It's cleared at this place. Now here, the moment you enter here now, see what happens. The next 15 minutes, you remember, you don't take it as it's going up. You see that it's going up right now. So when you take it for this time, you get. Now you see that this will be a lesson. Like I told you, the AGPY I took that day. I think this is the AGP. Maybe this is the one, sir. So when I took the AGPY, I was winning it was 3-0. Then the fourth one was a lesson. But if I had rolled over, but the reason I didn't roll over is this: I used 5 minutes, and the moment it didn't align on 5 minutes, on the first 15 minutes candle, I knew that it should probably align on the next 15 minutes candle, which is 30 minutes. I beg, how many rollover I go do before I reach that one? So I left the trade to let it go. So I had 3-1. So here, a reversal is already happening. Clearing again. Okay, on its way coming down to clear again. That was the trade I lost. This was the green one I just showed you now. And you see that maybe I was right somehow, because look at it here now, the pattern started changing. So it takes about how many 15 minutes candle before you get a clear. But if I was using market trap strategy, then this one would be it will just be like as simple as ABC for me, just like seeing clearly. But when you're using the swipe option cheat, you're on your broker. Okay, so you're not seeing everything. But another way you would have seen this one is the strength. The strength would have changed here. Maybe 1 bar or 2 bar would have fallen from either of the two. The moment you see strength change when it comes to swipe option cheat code, don't take it again. I mean, even if it's 1 bar that changed, don't think you are trading blindly, right? But just that you are depending on your timing, which is good, okay? But the moment you see the strength changing, and how will you know that? For me, what I do is every time there's a pullback, I mean, I see going up, quickly go and check the trend to know if the trend is still the same. If it's the same, take it for that 15 minutes. You win that's for the next o'clock. I mean for the next 15 minutes, sorry. You win that trade. I can tell you guarantee. Okay? Categorically. Let me see if you understand it now, the cheat code. So the cheat code is talking about a swipe option trade idea is released to you. They tell you to take this trade at 390, 376, and they call it uptrend, which is a call. Even they give you expo, they tell you it's done on a 15 minutes time frame. You understand? And they say timing is key. My people, take it on timing. As soon as it's 10:15, I'll take it for a call, and I will clear. Okay, so long the strength. Remember, I said so long the strength remains the same. So what will you be doing? As soon as you get this idea, you open your broker. When you go to your broker, you check the strength. You see that, oh, this strength is the same. Okay, let's say it's 60-20. Let it be 60-20. You take it will enter. Take it, continue taking it. But the moment you see it's changing, which means maybe one of them is gaining more bar while the other one is losing bar, you calm down to see. Let the market settle. Because anytime there's a change in strength, what did I say will happen? There will be a very longer pullback just to settle for the market to get itself. The moment they get themselves, what happened? It returned back to normal trend. Like what happened there now, see? Because there's a little change in strength, about 30 minutes, took 30 minutes for the market to settle. First 15 minutes can do, the second 15 minutes, making 30 minutes. But me now, I entered the trade for 15 minutes, not knowing that there's a strength that I've changed. It was after I entered and I checked, I said, oh, this one is the lesson already. Don't let me roll over. Because you understand. So what happened after the market settled? Started coming down again. Clear. See it now. Can you see what I'm saying? 18:30, 6:30, clear. 15, clear. 6 o'clock, clear. So this is clear 1, clear 1, clear 2, clear 3. That's clear 3. Clear 3 here. Do you get what I'm saying? Even this one is a clear. This one is a green card. I'll tell you why it's a clear. It started from here. Let's say you took the trade from here. Okay? You know, it was a call. It went up. You took it from here. So what happened? It went down. That's the middle of this journey. For those of you watching me now, it went down to come to this level. So let's say you take it for 5 minutes. You entered from here. It went down. You're already in profit. And while you're in profit, this thing started going up again. You're like, hey, please don't come to my entry. Don't come to my entry. And then the candle caught up with it here. So really you are still safe. You clear there. Then what happened? You take it here again. And what happened? It went way down. Then it came here and closed. Then what happened again? You take it here. In fact, there's a lot of clears. But you know what? You know, 90 days game plan. We don't want to overtrade. Okay. So what you can do, what I always do sometimes, when I meet my 5%, then I use 1% of my account, or sometimes I just want $1 to be trading. So my profit will not be touched because that 5% is very important to my life, to my 90 days, to that 100K that I'm waiting for at the end of 90 days. Do you get? So please let me know if you still don't get it on the swipe option cheat code. So if you get it, put 5. If you don't, put 4. Don't be shy. Okay. Five bots. Okay, you tell me about the bots. Okay. All right. Now, okay. I'm good. All right, good. So thank God a lot of us get it. Now, for King, tell me what's the bot?
The bot is that like when you were showing the AUDJPY, you said if we like every new candle, like you have to enter, like once it goes high, like for a downtrend.
No, not a downtrend. The ADJ pair was for a call. And this
Mm-hmm.
every new candle, I said timing. Just look at the timing.
Okay,
It's
for every
10
15 minutes.
o'clock. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
As
Now,
like I like
I
as long
want-
as the strength is 20%.
God bless you.
Yeah.
God bless you. The trend is the same. Just take it. Now, guys, but there's a downside. There's a downside to it. Now, the downside is, the problem with too much winning is you want to continue like that, So what I always advise, if you're able to enjoy 3 trades on a particular pair, stop. Wait for another one if at all you want to do again. There's always good ideas every day. Okay? Stop. Don't do the one I did though. That one I was back testing. I just want to be sure. I want to be crazy. I'm like, I don't want to come to you with something that I've not tried. You understand? So that was why I used all those. Okay. So it's intoxicating actually when you are winning. Winning, there was a statement one of these mentors said one time that success can be your enemy sometimes, But that's why people lose money. But when you have your own goal, that's okay, today, if I have 5%, if I have 10% of this one, I'll stop. 5% of my 90 days game plan. Maybe the other one's not that you want to take $1, and you make sure you don't go. That thing is tempting. You're like, oh boy, 4 minutes to play. Doesn't mean if I use $1,000 now, I want free $800. I tell you that spirit to cast them out. I beg. That spirit, like even me, I'm seated. Even me that I shout discipline every time. Things still happens to me, but I think I'm winning over it now gradually. And let me tell you, it reflects in your account when you're winning. Okay. All right. So since we all know the cheat code for, yes, God bless you generally, Daniel. Yeah, you're right. Yes. No evil spirit, don't mind them. We don't sabi them now. When you know your enemy, your battle is half won. All right, so let's go to the market strategy. Now, the market strategy, what I want to ask is this. Please, I want everyone on this call, if you understand the strategy, can you please put the sequence? The sequence, we're going to be using that tomorrow too. So, in fact, that's the main one that we're using tomorrow. This swipe option is an addition. Okay, maybe the evening session. Swipe option now, we're not in control. Swipe option, you wait for ideas to come from educators, right? But this market trap, we are in control. Yes, please use voice. Use voice. Tell us the sequence. The first person to go.
Okay, sequence. First of all, for a market trap strategy, what we do first is to check the news. Check your news. Check everything that you need to check, and check the fact that we don't have news on the pairs. Write down the ones that have news that you are not to touch. Then write do not touch. Then concentrate on the ones that don't have news. Then we go to our current strength meter to check for the pair that has strength, enough strength, and the one that don't have strength. Then after that, we go to our liberty. Then liberty, we go to our, first of all, when we get to liberty, it's good to change your time, the time at that down part. Then we go to our that panel. First of all, if you are looking for an uptrend, we'll look for the currency that has the higher strength. For instance, AUD, JPY, we look for AUD and check the strength of the AUD, check the strength of the JPY to know if it's an uptrend or a downtrend. They will look at I'll call it between them. It must be
Points.
The points, it must be 20 and above to be on the safer side. Then,
okay.
Then after that, we go to the main, what's that thing called? Sorry. The analysis part going on now. On getting there, check for stability. Stability is the EMA and then the super trend. For an uptrend, it will be below and the super trend will be green for an uptrend. Then for a downtrend, is opposite.
Okay.
The super trend will be red and the EMA will be above. After checking stability and all that, we'll check them on our 4 time frame. Yeah, we'll check the stability on the 4 time frame, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, the hourly, and the daily. Then
Okay.
after that, we'll check for our, start checking the stability. We'll check for our, what's those brothers, stochastic and RSI. For an uptrend, first of all, the letter before the stochastic and the RSI will be B. Then those black lines will be on the green for both the stochastic and the RSI. Then for a downtrend, then is red for both of them. Then it has to be on the green for its trade to set up. Should I use that one? Yeah. It has to be on the green for an uptrend. Yeah. They will also check it to see if it's aligning both on the 15 minutes, on the 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and 30 minutes. But if 3 are aligning, then fine. It's not compulsory that it must be aligning from 15, 5:50, 1 hour, and daily. If 3 is aligning, is good. Then the arrow, if it's an uptrend, it will be pointing up, obviously.
Wait. Sorry. Hello, okay. Can you hold on? Now, yes. Which one are you saying that the time frame, hourly, and all that? Are you talking about super trend and EMA?
Yes, the super trend and the EMA has to align on the 5 minutes and the 15 minutes.
Okay, you spoke about that before. I thought you were already on stochastic. So, and I heard you said 15 minutes.
No, on stochastic, it has, if we look at, we use the 15 minutes candle. Okay, I use the 15 minutes candle. So
I'm confused.
Are you confused? What I'm trying to say is on the 15 minutes time frame, that is where I stay to check for my stochastic, and every candle is 15 minutes. Okay. So and the time for a trade, the timing of the trade is 15 minutes, like 9 p.m., 15 minutes after 9. So I saw the 15 minute candle, so I will check. I will go back and forth to check if it's still aligning.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you very much. That's a good one. You did well. Okay. So is there any other person also that wants to try?
Any other person? I want to try.
All right.
Okay. First off, we check for the news. Once there's no news in the market, then we check for the currency strength. We look for the ones who want to trade in the AED JPY. We check the strength. If AED is stronger than JPY, they're going for a buy. JPY is stronger than AED, they're going for a sell. Then we've gotten the strength, which is we usually call it the sensation. Then we'll now go into the chart mainly, and we'll check if the trend line, if the trend is in order with the strength. That is, if it's for a sell, if the trend has been on a downtrend, and how do we confirm? We check for the 15 minutes, hourly, 4 hour, and daily. If 3 out of the 4 of the time frame is going in for a sell, then we take it for then we know that the currency strength and the trend are aligning. Then next off, for a sell, we are waiting for stochastic to be at the red, stochastic to be at the red, RSI at the red. Then the price should be on a red support, on a red resistance. The call score should be 4 plus. Then wait for timing, which is 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and the hourly.
All right, good. So for us to synchronize, for us to all align, the timing for the one we check for the EMA and the super. So we use 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, and daily. Okay, you get that?
Coach.
Yes.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, concerning the checking for stability. Coach, there are times
Mm.
that it will be very difficult to get alignment on one day. So I want to ask, can we make use of 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, and 1 hour?
No, remember, it is not about one day. Those 4 time frames are provided because they are the most important part of trading sessions in a day. Now, they are not asking you to get all the 4. If you can get 3 out of them, fine. That 3 can be 5, 15, 1 hour, or 15, 1 hour daily, or it can be any of them. So long as 3, then it's fine. Now, remember, you don't let market determine your direction. Guys, I'm always saying this every now and then. Don't be desperate, like, okay, I want to take a trade. Okay, it's not aligning. Then leave it. You know why? It's a trap. Remember, it's called market trap. And I said this before. What is a trap? A trap is something, okay, you want to get an antelope. You have a trap, which you set in the bush. You don't carry the trap running after the antelope. You leave the trap and wait patiently and let the antelope walk into it. And when it does, it becomes yours. The same thing with market trap. Trap means there's something you already have in mind before going to the market. Just like you're going to the market, we have people who call spontaneous buyers and conservative buyers. That people who spontaneous, like you want to go to the market and buy a Samsung phone, and you only carry money for Samsung phone. But you know that the market you are going has a lot of gadgets, a lot of things, distractions here and there. But you're a focused buyer. You want to buy only Samsung phone. So you carry only that money and you go there. No matter how tempting the other things you see are, you will not buy it because it's not part of the budget for the day. You come back home. But the other spontaneous is someone who just goes to the market for a Samsung phone and still prepare some other cash for any other thing. Now, that's the difference between someone who's going with the strategy to the market and he goes with that strategy unless the market aligns to his own strategy, he will not take it. He will never adjust his own strategy to the market. He only let the market adjust itself to his own strategy. That's how to win. So if you're using 5, 15, 1 hour daily, and you don't get what you want, you wait till the one that fits into that strategy comes up. Have I answered the question?
Yes, Coach.
All right.
Coach, I have a question also.
All right.
So coach, there's something that I normally do, like when I want to treat market trap, like when I check all the alignment and it does align, I do like want to mark up if I'm going for a downtrend, I don't want to mark up previous resistance, and also wait for timing. But sometimes like it won't get there before it start reacting.
Yeah.
Maybe like I jumped in, I want to go for a put, and then I mark up the previous resistance, and I'm waiting on timing. I'm on the 15-minute timing, it didn't get there. Sometimes I don't take it, but it will still react to,
Mhm.
the normal way it should, like, the change of the trend. So I'm just asking, like, do I need to wait for it to get to that previous side, or I should just jump in?
No, you don't jump into a trade. You know why it's not good to jump into a trade? Because any trade you jump into will not take you from the point you are waiting for. Now, if you are going for an uptrend, remember, you have to enter, just like you are taking a plane. Hey, you are traveling. Are you with me? You want to catch up with a plane that is already on the runway moving. Is it possible? It's not possible. It's not possible, right? You have to wait when the plane is at rest. You board the plane and the plane take off with you. So you always make sure that you take off with the trade either at the red line or the green line, which is on the stochastic area, and facing the trend, not pull back. Now, if you jump in, you are in between. Anything can happen. Okay, look at those candles I showed you earlier on the AUDJPY, that there was a wick, meaning they went up and then the trade they came down and all that. But you still want the trade because you entered at the nick of it. You understand? Now, that's one. Then two, remember the sense of market trap strategy is to help you to deal with markups. You get with market trap, you don't need markup. Timing becomes your markup. And the good thing about timing is, so instead of you waiting for a particular position before you take a trade, timing gives you positions every time before that time that you're waiting for. That's the difference between market trap strategy and markups. Another good thing about market trap is it also nullify the need for trading, because the reason why I set alarm on trading view is in case it gets to your markup, which I'm not saying you should not use. That can be an addition. But if you really want to have options in a day so you can meet up your target for a day, you put all of this together, you can use, maybe you can trade with your markup sometime, trade some from market strategy, trade some from the cheat code of swap option, take some from the indicators, and then you have enough for the day. Okay, so you don't jump into it. If it leaves you, fine, let it go. Your money is still safe in your account. Another one will come. But if it comes to your entry, fine, take it, because that's the essence. You set a trap and you let it come to you. But if it doesn't, let it go. It's still part of trading. You understand? I hope I've answered the question, right?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Now, guys, okay, still, we are not done with the sequence. I still want more of you to tell me the sequence. Now, we have two people already, because everybody must know this sequence, because if you don't know the sequence, that will help your trade ideas that you call for us to be reliable. Like, people are going to be believing, people are going to be trading their money based on what you say. So we have to be sure. So I need every other person to come up. Please come up. Waiting for you. Who else is coming up to tell us the sequence? Budupa, you are next. Oh, yeah, tell us the sequence. She there?
I'm there. I'm here. Okay, coach.
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing we do, we need to check the news. So any pair we have on the news, then we do away with that pair. You don't trade that. Any pair that is on the news. Then check your currency strength meter. Check your currency strength meter. So you identify the pairs that are for a call and the ones that are for a put. You can jot that down. Then you go to your Go Liberty. When you get to your Go Liberty, you also check the currency strength. Then you use that to select your pair. So you can quickly scale through to know the ones that are for a call and the one that are for a put. So anyone you are choosing, just make sure that the point in between, either for a call or for a put, is 20 points apart. Then the next thing you do is you check for stability. Checking for stability, you check on 4 time frames, that's 5 minutes, 15, 1 hour, and 1 day. So for a call, you check for the super trend and the EMA. They have to be below the market price on those 4 time frames, but you can go if it's 3 and above. You can pick it, you can agree to it if it's 3 and above. Then that's for a call. If it's a put, the EMA and the super trend will be above the market price. Then you also check for when to enter the trade. That's checking for the stochastic and the RSI. So for an upward trend, that's for a call, the stochastic and the RSI must be touching the green line. Make sure that it doesn't cut below the green line. It must be touching the green line. So you can actually zoom that part, because most times you will think that it's touching and it's actually not touching. So you can zoom that part to be sure that it's touching the green line. Then after that, the next thing you check for is the timing, which is the point of entry, which is very, very important. So, and we all know that our timing is the o'clock, 50 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Then another thing that is very important, if you have checked for all that, you need to quickly go back to check the currency strength again to be sure that it has not switched, because it's very possible that while you are doing all that, the currency might have switched. So you have to go back again and quickly check that the currency has not switched. So for a call, you take a call from the bottom. You be sure that you are taking it from the bottom. And for a put, you take a put from the top. That's from the resistance point. But for a call, you take it from the support. And coach, that's all.
When you said and that's conjunction. So I thought you were adding something. All right, good. Thank you.
That's all. That's all.
All right, good. All right. Next person who wants to try next? Jessica, are you there? I think.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Jessica. All right, so you're next.
Okay, so for you to take a trade, the first thing you want to do, you check your news. That's Forex Factory. Then when you're there, you don't want to take any pair that is currently on the news, irrespective of whatever the color of the folder is. And then the second thing you want to do is check your currency strength. And you want to trade pairs that are far apart from each other, that the bars are far apart from each other.
Yes.
Then when you check it, you write it down in your book so that you can now go to your Go Liberty and confirm the ones that you want to take. And on Go Liberty, when you go to Go Liberty, you're also checking the currency strength, both in numbers and in bars. Then when you selected the ones that you want to look at, then you check the stability. You do the stability test, right? So on stability test, you're checking for the super trend and EMA. If it's for a call, you want the super trend and EMA to be below price. And if it's for a put, you want the super trend and EMA to be above price. And you're checking this on the 4 time frames, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour daily. Then when you're done with that, it gives you the particular pair now that you want to look at. And when you've gotten the pair, you now want to know when to take the trade. You're looking out for an arrow. You're looking out for the stochastic RSI as well. So if it's for a call, you want the stochastic and the RSI to be at the green. You also want to see a green arrow on the present candle. And then if it's for a put, you want to see a red arrow and stochastic and RSI at the red, touching the red. And then after doing that, you also want to check for point of entry. Point of entry is very important, like you said, where you're going to take the trade, and you should take it on timing. Yes, that's all.
Okay, yeah, that's good too. That's good. Who else want to try? Who else have a anybody? I think we already get it now, right? Okay, let me ask this question to make it easier. If every one of us have gotten this already, please can you put a 5 to the chat box, in the chat box, please? All of us, if you have gotten it right. I mean, if you understand this clearly, because I think the market has opened and I want us to see something. All right, 5, 5, 5, 5. Is that like I need everyone to I want to know where you are. No or not no. Let me know. 5 if you do, 4 if you don't. Still, the sequence. This sequence is very important. Okay, everybody that I've said that I've talked about it tonight, they are all correct. Just that sometimes make sure you don't forget, like, don't skip any one of them. Sometimes you know it, but at the time of trying to take the trade, you forget one of them, and then that's mess everything up. Okay, please, I need everyone to tell me. Let me know where you would like, because see, everyone here will be calling the trade, right? So I need to be sure. Do you understand 5? Though, if you don't understand 4, I only have Sandra. There's a Coach Basit, Coach Sandra, Coach King, Coach Yinka, Coach Jessica, Coach Daniel. What happened to the rest of us? Coach Mudifola,
Coach, sorry,
Coach
network threw
Coach
me
Manuela
out.
is not with Coach Manuela. Are you with us? I've not heard from you since. Network threw you out.
Yes, I just came back in.
Oh, welcome back. So who else? Who else? Wait, I'm looking at some names though. Coach Somto Chuku, are you there? I've not heard from you. Coach Manila, I don't know. Coach Manila, I hope you are here. Coach, who else again? I think, okay, I have many of you. Guys, can we just say something? Let me know if you are here or not. You know, the time is fast spent. And moreover, we're targeting 10:45. Please, I need you to respond. If you are here, let me know. If you are not, so at least I will know that you're not here. All right, let me assume the people I have with me now are the people that are on this call. All right, guys, let's move on. So, meaning we all understand, okay? What is the sequence again? Eliminate them from your options. The next one, go to the strategy, check the alert panel, look at the pairs, pick out the ones that are number one, 20 points apart. 20 points apart, whether downtrend or uptrend. 20 points apart is the first thing you look for. Second thing is make sure that the ones you are choosing, the strengths are not flipping within seconds. Like maybe you see 60-40, the next minute is 30-50, the next second is 30-40, 30. Don't take that. Such are not stable, meaning there's not enough liquidity. They don't have enough money in the market yet. So that is kind of unpredictable market. Okay. Remember. So when you rule out all these, you are left with the right pair. So you choose any pair that is number one, 20 points apart, and the currencies are not flipping. Okay. Every second. Okay. That's like an updated addition. Okay. Not flipping. So when you have them, now the ones that meet these two conditions, they become your choice, the first choice at least, the first level. Okay, you choose them. Now, when you choose them, the next thing you want to do is you want to know what are their trends. So you need to register that. Remember why you need to register their trend. It's very important to know their trend. If the first currency is lower, it's a downtrend. If the first currency is higher, it's an uptrend. Now, the moment you have this, you put them down because the first uh, the first rule has precedence over every other rule. Which means if you see a pair AEDJPY is an uptrend, any other thing you'll be checking for now must be following through, as it must be aligning with uptrend. You won't see the candle is downtrend. No. They must follow the market. The market is uptrend. Okay. Okay. So now you have this trend and you now establish that it's uptrend. How do you now check? So you now have, let's say you have 3 pairs and you want to check the stability. Stability is checking this super trend and the EMA. Okay. Checking them on 4 time frames, which is 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour daily. And what are you looking for? If it's an uptrend, you want the EMA and the super trend to be below. If it's a downtrend, you want them to be above. If you have 3 out of 4 time frames, you are good to go. Let me tell you, fast forward. The next thing you want to see is stochastic and RSI. Forget all this other one. Go straight to RSI. Now, instead of talking, I think we should go to the market. I want someone to share their screen. Or is anybody who share their screen? Don't worry. Let me share this one first. Then somebody else will share. I like people sharing, so that would be easier. That would be like, sorry. Where is it? Now let's see this. Guys, this is Euro JPY. Can you see what is going on now? I've checked the strength of this Euro JPY. I've checked the stability. It was stable. Where is it again? Guys, remember it's going to be 10:45 soon, right? So 10:45, we expect. Oh, see what happened. Do you know why I came to check this trend? Whenever you notice a sharp drop like that, whenever I notice a sharp drop, see what happened there? Look at what happened there. So you see, stochastic came to the green, which was ready, of course, for an uptrend. The RSI has not touched the green. Someone asked me this question that what if the RSI is not touching the green and the stochastic has touched the green? That means that's sorry. That means hello guys. So that means the particular pair is having issue. You don't want to take that until it settles. Okay, you don't want to know what is going on. It's none of our business. Our own is the trap, and it must follow our line. Now, you see what happened now? Now, the moment you see abnormality in none of those things, it means something bad is happening. Okay, this for stability was good. I've checked it for the 4 time frames, good. Okay, but now as we were waiting, it was going on well. All of a sudden, this happened. I mean, look at the stochastic. Came to touch immediately, all of a sudden, and then the RSI is still trying to touch. Do you know what happened? So as soon as I saw that, I went to check this trend. I knew that something must have happened, and I was right. This is how you avoid trades. Euro JPY, look at it. So what happened? Euro dropped in strength, JPY increased the strength. I don't want to take that now. I want the market to settle, so I'll leave it for now and go for something else. So 10:45, I may not take it except, okay, yeah, I won't take it anyways. I won't come back to it. Look at 54.43. This is less than 20 points. But before it was 60, 20 something. In fact, it was 60, 19, 1960. Meaning the JPY was 19, while Euro was 60. Do you see what I'm saying now? How did I know? I saw this malfunction because normally RSI and the stochastic are supposed to move together. Remember, the stochastic measures what? For those of you who can remember, stochastic measure what? It measures the number of orders in the market. If the buying orders are more than the selling orders, the stochastic will go towards what? The green. If the selling order is more than the buying order, it goes to the red. Okay. And what is the work of the RSI? It measures the strength of the money in the market. You see, those are two different things now, but they are related because if the orders are more, then the market will be more. So both are supposed to move together, at least almost together. But the moment there is malfunction like this, now you don't want to risk your money on this kind of trade. Now the question is, can you win this kind of trade? Yes, it's possible you win it, but that would be a gambling because you want to win a clear trade that you at least see. The truth is, if you check most of the results of the people using the market strategy the right way, like if I show you my result now, or you see Mudipe, or you see any other one, or at least I've seen some of you that are taking trades every day and you sell and it's consistent and have them. That is always consistent. We have more wins. We have like wins almost every day. In fact, there was a time we got too much wins. I was worried. I was like, come on, how can it be? There has to be a lesson. Yeah, that's how I am. Anyways, I don't believe in perfection. I'll be like, something is wrong. I don't want to get used to this. Something is wrong. You need that break, isn't it? So you see what is happening, and you see that structure cannot lie, right? I hope you are learning, right? If you get what I'm saying here, can you put a 2 in the chat box? Can I see you put a 2 in the chat box? If you get what just happened here, what I just explained now, can you put a 2 in the chat box? Good. Good. So these are how to avoid lessons, like what I always do to my mentees, anytime they have lessons, do you know that there's nobody who had lessons that we've not seen the reason why they had lessons? We always see the reason. And anytime you see the reason, it becomes a lesson, then you learn more. You become genius in the market, So these are to avoid those kind of things. You know why I avoid them now? Because I've actually become a victim. Now, imagine now, let's say someone took this trade at 10:45, thinking, oh, remember it's timing now. See, 10:45 is timing. So you're taking this trade now, you're at risk. See what is happening. Okay, it came down, then it's up, and then it's between and all that, and you don't know. And this is on 5 minutes, anyways. You see what is happening. So let's say you are in this trade now and you have used your 5 minutes. All this will have happened. It will have taken you out because this is where spike out happens. When you see too many weeks is where you get spiked out. Okay. See now, let's say you rolled over thinking, oh, maybe some of your people that you took this together with probably that they lost the trade. You roll over. I don't want to lose because of this week. And now you're in the next count, 5 minutes, another rollover. And this candle is showing you red. This is where you start having cardiac. This is where some people start praying on top of their trades. You know, this is where you see people start sweating. You know, this is where you see someone pointing the screen, trying to use the hand to push the candle up by force. Like, come on, go up, go up. We don't want to do all of that. Those are stress. You know why I'm laughing? I've been there before, and I've seen people do a lot of stuff. You know, I used to have this mentee of mine. He was very good at forex. When he gets deeper, you know what he does? You see, can you see what is happening now? Red candle. Maybe this trade is a losing trade. You see, so you know, this guy will always say, "Hey, let me blow breeze to this thing. Blow breeze." You don't want to be that. Come on. We are educated traders. We are strategy traders, right? You don't need to. So if you're doing that, what are you doing? You are running with the trap, running after your prey with the trap. It doesn't work like that. Okay? Are we having, are we having fun at all? Come on. I hope I'm not boring you guys, right? Are you learning? Does it make sense any at all? Like, are you making any sense out of what I'm saying? Hmm? If it's making sense, please, can I see you drop a one? Let me see. I just want to be sure that, you know, we are the pillars, right? We need to know. So why I'm saying this is so most of you, I want you to be seeing the reasons why we lose our trades, right? You understand? Okay, good. Now, so I will take this trade. See, come on, look at that red. Can you see the black candle? Can you see what just happened now? This is how to avoid. See this, and now imagine someone who don't know anything about market trap. You are in a trade like this, and you be like wondering what's going on, and probably you've taken another rollover, or another one, and then you keep losing. Sorry. What is that? I didn't go there. What is going on? Okay, sorry. See what is happening here. Okay, that's Euro GBP. So, anyways, guys, you know what is happening? The market just opened actually, so this is expected. But I think we're going to have a good day today. Do you know why? I think so. I'm not sure. Things happens, you know, but still, let me tell you why. Look at the news. We're only going to be having three pairs in the news today at 2:30 a.m. AUD. So we don't have any more. So AUD is just one pair. I won't have any other news until Also GBP. So GBP from 12 a.m. You don't go to GBP throughout tomorrow. Is because they're having their holiday. Remember also, this week is also the NFP week. It's going to be the NFP week, I think. Let me see, Thursday. Friday. This Friday will be NFP week. So we'll do what we can. Okay, Friday, September 2nd. Yeah. NFP, I guess. That's first Friday, right? Let me see. Okay, yeah, this is it. NFP. The funniest part is NFP started from 1:30, but you know it's so crazy that it affects the market. But we know with market strategy, market trap, you can actually enjoy the markets. I mean, we don't have problem really. We're gonna have a good day tomorrow because see, we only avoid AUD GBP in the morning. USD will not have any issue till 7:15. By then we would have done with our percentage. Okay, guys. So let's go back to strategy. I want to show something. Okay. Now, what I want to show you right now, you have to pay attention. Okay. Let's look at AUD I like it 6034. Okay. So it's supposed to be an uptrend, right? So in the news, we just check the news now. Nothing is in the news for AUD Okay. Then two, the strength is balanced, at least as we can see, just going off on 1 point minus for now. So you can see, and it's 20 points apart. So we choose this one. And now I want to check the stability of this one. Okay. Remember, it's supposed to be a down, an uptrend, right? Am I right? Yeah, an uptrend. But what do we have here? Let's see. An uptrend down, super trend, and the EM is supposed to be where? Supposed to be down. Remember, the market just opened, so not a lot of things will be happening. Supposed to be down, but is it down? No, it's at the top. So let's go to 15 minutes. Still at the top. Already, you don't need this trade anymore because 2 out of 4 is gone. So the remaining 2 you don't need. You only need 3 and above. But then let's check something. I want to learn something. Let me back test. Let me back test so you can check what I'm saying. Let me see this one. 18:30. 15 minutes, right? Let me go to 5 minutes. Let's do for 18:30, guys. Let's do for 18:30 on this 5 minutes. I'm sorry. That is why I don't like to share. If I'm sharing, I don't know if you guys are with me or not. You know, I can't see what's going on, and I don't want to be alone, right?
We are with
Okay.
you.
All right, good. Thank you. So I want to look for 18:30. 18:30, 18:30, 18:30, 18:30. Where you at? Okay, let me change this to our time first of all. 18:30. Where you at? 18:30, 18:30. All right, good. 18:30, good. Okay, I think I've seen 18:30. 18:30. Okay, as that 18:30. Okay, it is I think it's at that time it was it uptrend or downtrend? Downtrend. Okay, it was a downtrend as at that time. Okay, now what I want us to look at is this. There are times. Okay, I hope you're here. There are times, I want you to know something. Anytime we're waiting for a trade, we're waiting for the timing. Now I want to talk about cheat code for market strategy. I think I've talked about it in the video, but I want to show you again because you guys matters now more than every other person's, right? Now, what is the cheat code for market strategy? Remember, we are meant to take these trades at timing, like o'clock, 15 minutes after o'clock, 30 minutes after o'clock, 45 minutes after o'clock, right? But there are some things that sometimes I do some stuffs, right? Let me show you this trade. I'm coming. Let me see if I can figure out that trade. Okay, these are my trade here. Okay, can you look at this trade? How many minutes do you see here? 41 to 51. That is 10 minutes, right?
10 minutes.
But now, 45 to 51 is how many minutes?
6.
Good. 43 to 56 is how many minutes?
13.
Good. 46 to 56 is how many minutes?
10.
Now, I hope you guys can see. These are my trades, right? All clear. It's always clear now. Thanks to market strategy, But now, the point is this. As it's so easy, clear, no stress, not the one that I'll be playing on top. So soon. Now, we wonder why is it teaching us to take 4 minutes to take, as in, like, would you be confused? Like, how many minutes expiration should I be using? Would you be asking that question in your mind? You wonder, why am I taking 13 minutes, 15 minutes? Not rollover. It's not rollover. Let me tell you why this is happening. I'm cheating the time. This is called cheat the time. Now I'll tell you why. Let me go back to. I just have to show you this one first so you understand what I mean. Okay. Now see, there are my goal, which should be your goal as well. Your goal should be these 2 areas in every trade. These 2 areas. I'm coming. Okay. I'm coming. This thing, either you are taking trade from here. If it's a downtrend, you must not take anything elsewhere. It must always be from here. And I'll prove it to you. If you check all the lines, as soon as they touch here, they come down. They touch here, they come down. They touch here, they come down. Okay? That's why you must always, as soon as downtrend, you take from it. If it's uptrend, you must always take from it. And what's the proof? They touch here, they go up. They touch here, they go up. They touch here, they go up. You know, like that. Touch here, go up. Now, the question is, can this be 100%? No. In trading, just like in life, you can't have 100%. But do we even need 100% to be successful? No. Even if you have 60%, you are successful. But this will give you 90% of the time, which is a good one for us, right? Now, why am I using different time? My aim is to enter my trades on this point. I want to begin with the trade. I don't want to enter halfway. Sometimes some of us, we jump into trades that have left this point and is already above. It can reverse, but the good thing is any reversal most times, they don't come back to this line. They don't come back to this exact line. Okay? I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. Can we see it? These are an uptrend. Okay? This trade left from this green. This blue left from this green. And it went up. Let me look for the one that wicked. Okay, let's talk about this one. It went up, then it went down, and it closed at the top again. Because it can never close here because you entered from the beginning. So always enter at this line, at the bottom, or at the top here, depending on the trend. Now, because that's my goal now, sometimes, let me show you something here. I want to show you something now. Guys, pay attention now, because it's easily for you. You can easily get confused if you're not paying attention. A wrapped one, 100% attention. I just hope I'm delivering any value tonight, okay? Now, guys, look at what is happening here. Can we look at this time? This time. Now, remember this trade is supposed to be 22.45, right? Well, see what happened. Where's 22.45? Let's check it. Good. I love this one. This is a very perfect example for you guys. If you're getting confused, let me know, okay? Now, look at this line. It's on what? 22.45. We'll see 22.45. If you want to check what we call intersection, I want to know which point did 22.45 took off? Where did it took off from? Sorry, where did it take off from? Sorry. Grammar. Okay, let's go down here. Okay, come on, man. What's wrong with this one? Okay, all right. Oh my God. Okay. All right, what I wanted to show you is this. Let me come here. Let me use this ruler. I have to use a different ruler. All right, what I want to show you is this. Simple. Do you see that? What am I doing, Jeff? Okay, do you see that the 45 itself did not start from the beginning of the green? Can we all notice that? The 45 started from here. Can you see this line? The vertical line, the horizontal line. Can you see where the 45 started from? Though it's clear though, but sometimes it can reverse on you. Can you see where the 10:45? So meaning you are waiting for 10:45. Okay, which is a good time for you to wait. But when you wait for 10:45, you'll be catching the trend from the middle, not from the bottom here. Hope you're getting it. If you get what I'm saying, say yes. I want someone, at least one person. Good.
Yes.
Okay, good. So 10:45 now. Look at this blue line. This blue line is 10:45. So if I'm going to be using this blue line 10:45, the intersection is where it started from. It started from the middle. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be this guy. I don't want to be this guy. I want to be this guy who is wise. So how do I do it? Unfortunately, for me to be on the green line, I will have to enter at 10:40, which is wrong also. I don't want to be that guy as well. Because this thing aligned on 10:40, which is not alignment for me, because alignment means confluence of everything, which means combination of everything. But now you want to confuse me. But before it confuses me, I want to confuse the thing. Both of us will use 419. We'll scam ourselves. It's not scamming. Yeah, let's do it now. So now this guy is telling me, okay, see, I will give you this trade, but only he wants to negotiate my principle. He wants to negotiate my strategy. That guy, sure, you say you know how to do your strategy. Okay, I'm gonna confuse you. Let's see whether you stick with your strategy. I'm gonna give you this trade where you want to enter, but I won't give you at 10:45. I'll give you at 10:40. And what did I tell him? I said, no problem. I accept your terms. But me, I know what I'm doing. Since he's not going to follow me to Vibe Forex, which is my broker, I will agree with him here, but I'll do something else at the back. So what do? I know that as soon as I don't wait. Let me tell you what I do. As long as I see that my trade is close to timing, next time, which is 10:45. So the moment I have 10 minutes close to that time, that's when I start counting. So if within that 10 minutes, which means when it's 10:40, and I see that it comes to the green line, which is my line that I want to take from, I'm waiting for. and I see that it's on top of it, if you see it's on top of it, it's touching or is on top of it. Okay, that's another thing I'm going to teach you now. Okay, note that part. I'm saying is either it's lying on the green or it's just touching it. Either one, I will take it at 40, 10:40. But then, what will I do? How many minutes remaining from 40 to 45? How many minutes? 5 minutes, right? Now me, I use 4 minutes on every candle. So if I'm going to take it even at 10:45, I'll be using 4 minutes. I don't like using 5 minutes. I told you before, because the remaining 1 minute, I want to use it to prevent reversal on me. So I want to clear before any nonsense start happening. So because I know I'm going to use 4 minutes on 10:45, but it's already aligning on this screen for 10:40, I'll add 5 minutes or 4 minutes. Okay, I'll enter at 10:40, but I'll put 8 minutes on my expiration time on White Forex. Do you know why? If I put 8 minutes, 4 minutes on this one, I'm already on the green. So it's taking me up. Do you get what I'm saying now? On 10:45, a new candle is formed. It takes me further up. Another 4 minutes on that one. So I'll clear 4 minutes, but I'm clearing at a good position. Meaning, if others enter at 10:45, in case it reverses on them, they will lose the trade, but I will still win the trade because I will enter at a good position. So meaning, so if you now see my trade idea or my result, I see 8 minutes difference, 13 minutes difference. These are things I calculate. So I calculate the difference remaining. My own is anytime it touches the green or red is my area. I just check the difference in time, add it to the time I'm supposed to take to use on the normal timing, which means I'm doing the agreement with this guy here who wants to destroy my credibility or negotiate my strategy to make me to sell off my principle that I said, what I said I will not do, you want me to do it. I will agree with him, take that deal, yet still go back and still stick with my strategy. So that's scammers versus scammers. No, so guys, if you understand what I just explained, can I put what do I say now? You have tried 5, you have tried 6, you have tried 7. Just put anything. Put A in the chat. If you understand what I just did now, put A in the chat, please. Put A in the chat box if you understand me. If this makes sense to you, put A in the chat. If it doesn't, put B in the chat. Okay. King. I'll take it as that. A. So it makes sense to all of us, right? That's how I clear this trade. See, my own is I like to enter at the safe point. But remember, like I said, that doesn't mean you get 100% every time. But I don't need 100%. I even need 70%. I'm good. Guys, do you know the 7? Let me tell you, if you're starting your 90 days game plan with $100,000 naira, sorry, 100 naira, sorry, $100. My mouth don't be $100. Okay, you do know that you'll be ending your 90 days game plan with 20-something thousand dollars. So if you take 70% of that $20,000, that's $14,000. It's still not good. Even 60%, that is $12,000. Even 50%, that is $10,000. Have you forgotten the goal? The goal is your balance. If your balance is $10,000, do you know your 3% will be $300? Do you know your 60% payout will be $180? Do you know your 3 trades in a day will give you $540 per day? You are paying yourself $540 per day. Put it in naira. How much are you getting? You are free. That's the goal. The goal is not. The goal is where you get to a point where your 3% pays your salary. I mean, pay somebody else's salary, not yours. So basically, if the strategy align a few minutes to timing, we should add the remaining time. Yes, plus the 5 minutes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's why you see my timing, some at 10 minutes, some at, it's because I entered at the points where there will be no fear. You understand? Just imagine my 3% as $1,000. I will have been clearing $800 of those 5 trades. Don't worry. That's where we're going. Now,
Coach,
I want to be sure you, yes.
please, I have a question.
I know. Go ahead, man.
Please, can you go back to the goalie party?
I'm going back to the goalie party.
Yes.
Okay,
So please, Coach, now, concerning this cheating on the time, I don't know. I used to think that it is whenever it crosses either the resistance or the support that we will do something like that. Because this candle that this 20, is it 22, 25? This one, the thick candle, the thick blue candle, that's please can you go there? Let me so that I can see the time. The one before the red arrow.
Okay, the one for the red arrow. This one. This one. This
No,
one.
no. Go back. Forward. The next one. No.
Forward or backward?
Backward. No, coach. Forward.
Come on, man. Tell me the direction now.
Okay. The next candle. The
This
next
one.
candle.
The blue candle.
Yes, the blue one. So
you said red, you said blue. That's why I'm confused. Okay, that's the one. That's the one you're talking about. This one that this blue line is on top.
That's 45. And you know, okay, so and you know we are supposed to enter on timing. So, coach, I was thinking that the red candle was supposed to cross the resistance, like cut it off up, because you know it will come down. I was thinking that that's when you're supposed to cheat on the time. I don't know, because it's not touching any point.
What is that? Okay. Oh, okay. I get your point. You're talking about.
Yeah. Yes.
You're talking about the support and the resistance. It's not touching the support and resistance, right?
Yes.
Have you forgotten I told you something? I said, guys, have you ever wondered why they tell you if you have 4 score, this score you are seeing here, put score, if you have 4 and above, you should take the trades. Do you know why? Because at the end of the day, you see, both the support and resistance, they all respect, what they respect is this guy, stochastic and RSI. See, this red line and the green line you are seeing above, the red line you are seeing at the top of stochastic and RSI, while the green you're seeing is actually the support and resistance lines, which is still talking about sellers and buyers. So which one is most important if you check stochastic and RSI? Now I'll prove it to you. Okay, guys, let's look at it. Why is it that this guy here, this candle here, this blue, sorry, the one that gives us the blue candle you are seeing here now, didn't actually touch this green. Can you see this green? It didn't touch the support line before taking off. But they no burn out well, make it no touch this one. It must touch this one. So at the end of the day, wherever the market they follow this one precedes this one. Yes, it follows this. So do you know that if this stochastic tells this trade to move from here, the moment this trade moves from here, it becomes a new support. So supports are formed after trade has been taking place. You understand? Resistance are formed, support and resistance are formed after a trade, after a point of action has happened already. You understand? Now, but RSI and stochastic, they tell you where it's going to happen in advance. Hope you get what I'm saying. Now, your point is, if I entered at this 40, I'm entering at this the bottom of this red candle, where this red candle stops, which gives me a very good advantage. I'm already in the trade where it stops because the next candle is going to take me way up. So in case this candle now, if anything happens with this candle and it keeps coming down, I won't be spiked out because I entered at this one, I'm still below. And it's always difficult for a candle to cross and keep going down like that. That so long the trend is good and that's the trend is still okay. Okay, it won't do that kind of thing. You understand that it will keep going down, that it will cross and exhaust the first candle and come back to the previous candle. It's very difficult. It won't happen. And when you see a candle like that happens, go and check this trend. Don't take that trade again. That was what happened the other time that I said, let's go and check what happened. And we saw it was real. The trend have changed. You understand? Hope you get what I'm explaining, right? All right. Any other question on this one before I go to the next one that I wanted to talk about? Now, this is a cheat code for the market strategy, market trap strategy. Guys, I want you to note all of this. So in this case now, when you see something like this, and you see that this trade is about, how would you know if it's going to align before the timing? You will know because let me give an instance now. Look at this one that is coming now. The next timing is what, 11:15. This is 11:10. This guy is already on his way down to the green. And remember, it's an uptrend, right? You expect it to come to the green for us to take it, right? Now, So if we are on the Zoom session, you will be checking this guy. You already tell us that, okay, guys, based on stability and everything, AEDCHF is correct. Okay, we'll just wait for it to touch the green and we'll take it on timing. Okay, which everybody is waiting for 11:15. You, as we are waiting for 11:15, now saw that this thing is coming to touch the green. The moment it's getting so close, you will see it. Before it gets close, let's say it gets to, let's say it gets to this way, it gets to this part. Can you see this part? You tell everyone that, guys, there's possibility that we are taking this trade before time. Okay, so there's possibility that we are taking this trade before time. So two things, two ways to it. Either they enter the trade and then they add all the time to it, or so if I'm going to tell them that, so I'll check what's the time now. It's 3:20, which means 2 minutes is almost gone from the 5 minutes can do, and this thing is almost touching the green. I already be telling them that, guys, you will be entering this trade for the next 3 minutes. Okay, so either they do that and roll over. But me, I don't like that, because if you roll, my problem with that is if I take 3 minutes and I roll over, I'll be having 6 minutes, which means 3 minutes into this trade, 3 minutes to this next trade. What if I choose 2 minutes? Okay, but either way, this green is very important. So what I tell them is, it's 2 minutes remaining, and I see that it's almost coming to this part. I say, guys, I would have done the math in my head. Guys, let's enter this trade for 7 minutes. Let's enter it for 6 minutes. You know, either 6 minutes or 7 minutes. So do you know why? So in 2 minutes time, this candle will be exhausted. You will have entered at this green, and then the remaining 4 minutes will be in the new candle that will take you up. Hope you understand. I can't wait to stop sharing so I can come and be seeing when you answer me, when you respond on the chat box, in the chat box, sorry. That's one. Now, guys, the one I want to share with us is, when do you determine whether we should wait for a 15-minute time frame to take the trade or 5-minute time frame? Now, that is more technical, and I want you to pay attention to that. Okay, guys, there are times trade don't get ready on 5-minute time frame. We are on time frame now, right? Which means each of these candles is 5 minutes, right? Now, first thing I want you to notice is this: the stochastic and RSI of 5 minutes. If the green of the green of the stochastic is here, let's say it's here now. If the green of stochastic is here, okay, let me show you now. Let's say if you want to know where the green of stochastic and RSI is for 5 minutes, let me show you how to know. So let me bring this line now, this blue line. So this candle now, this candle, I want to know this candle. Okay, if you want to know the stochastic and RSI of this candle, this is it here. I mean, that point where the stochastic and RSI is, this is the last support here. So anytime, okay, what am I doing now? Sorry, I want to check for a candle, not for a point. Sorry, I'm coming. So what you do is you look for intersection, okay? Sorry, you know, it's not easy using phone. Okay, let's look at this candle now, okay? This blue candle. This blue candle here. I'm looking for the one that actually touching the stochastic at the end. Okay, let me use this red one. Now this red one was coming down and it hit the support. Support send it back up. Okay, support stopped it from here. So that support that is hitting here. Okay, this support you are seeing here now. That's the highest level it touched. Okay, I'm coming up. I want to show you something, guys. Please, just hold on. You understand what I'm doing now? Fine. Okay. Can you see the takeoff for 11 minutes, 11:15? Can you see the takeoff for 11:15 now? So meaning if you enter this trade for 11:15, at least you are in profit now, right? Anyways, but that's not the point. Don't let me digress. Okay, we are checking this red candle that has wick. This is the point for that red candle. So this green that you are seeing now is where the stochastic of a green That's the green part. This one I'm touching now. That's where the point is. That's at 373, right? Now let me go to 15 minutes. Now for 15 minutes, the same candle, because it's part of the blue candle. Do you get what I'm saying? Now see it now. For that same 15 minutes, for that same candle, you know it's blue now because it's combination of 3 candles on the previous one. For that same minute, for that same candle, you want to check, you want to know, do you want to know the what's it called? The stochastic for that one, that's the green. And stochastic and RSI, the green on stochastic and RSI for that one, it is here. Do you see it now? So which means if you were on 5 minutes, the lowest point of 5 minutes on the stochastic and RSI for green is this first one I'm touching. But if you are on the 15 minutes, this is the lowest one for it, which means if you touch here now, that's the green for this one. Do you understand? Now, what am I trying to prove to you? Which means when a market is coming to test the 5 minutes, stochastic and RSI, okay, it is different from when it's coming to test 15 minutes because when it touches the 5 minutes, it's just one candle, 5 minutes, right? That's the green. Look at it here. But if it's coming for the green of 15 minutes, it's different. It's going to count that depth times 3 of whatever you have before it gets to that one. Now, what is this? What does this mean? This is where sometimes a trade is coming to test your green and you take it at that point for 5 minutes, but that thing is not actually stopping at 5 minutes. It's going for 15 minutes time frame. That's why some of the trades, they'll tell you, take it for 15 minutes expiration time. Now, don't let me confuse you first. See, there's a difference between the time frame and expiration time. Time frame is talking about the candle, the length at the time this candle will exhaust. That's time frame. So this candle you are seeing now is 15 minutes because we have 15 minutes time frame. That means each candle here is 15 minutes, right? Expiration time is talking about the time you want to enter the trade and you want the trade to clear. Now, if you enter a trade at 5 minutes at the green area, because you see it touching the green area, you understand? You will still clear, but you know what will happen? If the trade is not stopping at 5 minutes area, it's coming for 15 minutes. The problem is either you roll over, you keep rolling over like 4 times, not 2 times, 4 times. I'll tell you why. Or let's say 3 times, sorry. Because you already have 5 minutes. You have to roll over 2 times to cover 15 minutes. Then at least you need 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes in the new candle that is forming for the 15 minutes for you to clear that trade. That is why sometimes you lose a trade and then later on, the trade will still be a winning trade if you don't enter at the right time. Now, how do we solve this problem? So what I do is this. Let me tell you, because I've also I've won this one. I mean, when I say won, this challenge, I've already beaten it down. Like, so what I do is anytime I want to take trade here and I see it getting to the green, so long it's touching the green like this, look at all these ones that I see they are sitting on top of the green or they are lying on the green. I'll take it at 5 minutes like this. I'll take it from this point, which means I'll take it from this point and I will clear. I'll take it from this first point and I will clear. First support, I will clear. But the moment I see this thing crossing a bit downward, like this one now, in the case of this one, see guys, look at this one. In the case of this one, look at this one now. It passed it at 2005, 20, okay, at 2010. Okay, good. Let me use this one. Good. Look at it at 2000, which is a good timing. You know, 2000 is another timing for us, right? What is going on now? This phone is frustrating me, you know, as in my fingers like they're mighty, but they are not that mighty, they are tiny. So when I touch one thing, it gives me like 7 things at a time. Okay. Guys, don't be bored though, you know. All these things I'm sharing with you are things that will give you a hedge at both the market, you know, sometimes. So you at least you know some of this. You don't, how do I put it? It's painful when you know something and then you now see that what is going on, you are still, you know, like you know it and you are doing the right thing, yet you are losing the trade. You're like wondering, right? So look at this place now. Can we see this place? You see that the stochastic and RSI here, meaning at 2000, I'm trying to figure out 2000, but this thing is not aligning, as in the ruler is not giving me 2000. But just assume this is 2000. Instead of 2000, it's giving me 2005. Just assume this is 2000, okay? At 2000, this trade is not ready. So at 2000 now, somebody will just see it coming to the green. And you have seen that. If you notice that 20:00, it didn't just touch the green, it came down below the green. Let's say you now took it, the moment you took it at green for 5 minutes, you now see that this thing kept coming down. And you're like, it's supposed to go up now. See, it's going down now, going down. But later it came up and then clears. Now check, when did it come up? When did it come up? 20:30, which means 15 minutes. It didn't clear at 5 minutes. 20:05 it was down. So meaning if you enter at 20:05, you're below your price. Can you see it now? 20:05 is below your price, which is 5 minutes. 20:10 is still below your price. 20:15 is when it actually started taking off. So meaning, even if you roll over, let's say you took it at 5 minutes, you took 5 minutes at 20:00, it's at 20:05, your 5 minutes expires. So which means, let's say you are smart, at 20 minutes, at 22 means 9 o'clock, right? At that 22, which is 9 o'clock, you took it, you now roll over, making 10 minutes. So meaning you have till this time. You now roll over again, making 15 minutes. Then good thing is you have till this time. But it does not go into your entry where you entered from still. So you need more 3 minutes in the new candle, which is the new 15 minutes candle. See it now at 20 what? At 20, that's 20:05, 2010, 2015. Where's 2015 now? 2015. Good. It took off from here. So let's say you take it for 2015 now. You take it for 15 minutes at 2015, or even if you take it at 5 minutes at this point, you still clear. Look at this point. You see now, 5 minutes later is 2020, which is above your price. You clear. You see it now, 2025 is still you clear, and then you clear. Do you get? What I'm saying is, anytime you see those lines, stochastic analysis, like crossing the green instead of staying on top of it, or crossing the red on the way down. If it's a put now, if it's a downtrend, it's crossing the red instead of just touching it or staying on top of it. It's crossing it up like you are seeing here now. See what is happening now? It's crossing it up. Anytime I see crossing up like this, I don't take the trade. I wait to see whether it will go, and maybe it won't go and do it on 15 minutes. So what do I do? But right now it's not crossing, it's fighting to cross up. But me, when I see something like this, I don't still take it. I'll wait. So what I'll be doing is, as soon as it cross up, I'll now put it to 15 minutes. Now you see at 15 minutes, it has not even gotten there for the RSI, but has gotten there for the stochastic. And why this is happening? Because the market is still just gathering itself. So you wait for it to touch the red of this one before you now take it for a put, or you wait for it to come and touch the green of this one as it has done here before you take it for a call. This one is long and technical, right? Let me stop sharing so I can see and speak with you guys. Guys, if you yeah.
I say that anytime we want to pick a trade, we should stay on the 15 minutes time frame. Is it better to 15 minutes time frame? Because
no, it's good to stay. If you stay on 15 minutes time frame, it's good, but just that you take few trades, you won't get more trades, because most of the trades even if timing is 15 minutes, don't mistake timing, expiration time, and time frame. Don't mistake all those things. You know, there are 3 different things, right?
Yes.
Time frame is talking about the candle. Timing is talking about condition of the market, while the expiration is telling the time you want to spend on the trade. Now, the thing is, most times, even on 15 minutes time frame, doesn't mean you are taking 15 minutes for your trade. It's just to tell you where to enter from the right place. You are, see, the aim of our game is you want to enter at a place whereby the moment you enter, you want it to keep going your way, as not to come back to that place where you entered from. You want to enter from a safe place. If it's an uptrend, you want to enter from the lowest level. So when it's on its way up, even if it's retracing backward, it won't touch you. You'll be untouchable till you clear your own trade. If it's a downtrend, you want to enter at the highest level. So when it's doing nonsense, it won't come to you. But the safest place is at the point of green on stochastic and RSI, or red on stochastic and RSI, depending on the trend. That is downtrend or uptrend. But now talking about green and red, we have green and red for 5 minutes, we have green and red for 15 minutes. But once in a while, this happens for 15 minutes, happens once in a while, not every time. Once in a while, it will touch the green of 5 minutes and cross it down to green of 15 minutes. This thing is not that it will not clear, you only need more time. So which means if you had entered for 15 minutes, if you had entered for 15 minutes on that 5 minute time frame, are you with me? Instead of 5 minutes expiration time, you enter 15 minutes now for that 5 minute time frame. When you entered at the top and you now see it going down, you will still clear because all you need is just roll over once. It will take you to the next 15 minutes, which means that thing will come to touch 15 minutes and still come back and meet you at 5 minutes and then still go up and you're clear. That's why you see sometimes our educators will tell you this particular trade will use 15 minutes expiration time because they suspect this will come. And do you know when it happens? It happens when a trade is going, it has gone too long on the momentum. You know, that kind of trade whereby the pullback went about 3 candles. By the time it will be coming back to the right place, it will be coming back with full force. Do you understand? And so it's only once in a while, but I'm just telling you, when you see that once in a while, recognize it. Either you take it or you leave it. If you don't know how to take it. When I see it crossing, you take it or you leave it. But what I do is, when I see it crossing, I will change my time to 15 minutes time frame. And when I get to 15 minutes time frame, I'll be waiting till it touches the end of 15 minutes time frame. And it will collide with the timing also. So the question now is this: what I expect from you is to ask me a question like, I mean, any one of you that, okay, what if it's going to be 11:30 now, and it's on his way to 15 minutes, and he didn't get to the green and red of 15 minutes, depending on the trend, whether he didn't get to green or red of 15 minutes, and it's already 11:30, you take it from there because it means it do not get to that green, it's going back up.
It's going back up.
If it's an uptrend, then it's going back down if it's a downtrend. I hope I've not confused you guys. Please, guys, I want you to ask me questions.
To the point, when it's 15 minutes, like maybe it hasn't gotten to the green or the red, we should take it.
Yes. No, when is what?
You said, for example, now if we are waiting for let's say 10:15 now, and it got to 10:15 and it still has not gotten to the green and to the red.
But it has crossed the zone of 15-minute time frame, but it has not touched the green or red of it, depending on the trend, right? But and now you now see that it has gotten to the next time. You take it from there, it's going to go back up, meaning it's not going to get to the end of it, but it's just coming to the middle and then take it back up. And that one is safe for you because even if it doesn't move on time, if you roll over once, you still enjoy it, you still take it to. So guys, I think please you need to ask me questions if you understand. You need to let me know if you understand. If you don't, you ask questions. Because at this point now, I think we need to go and rest and prepare for the day, the big day. Now the market has opened, but you can't take the trade now. You know, you have to wait at least 1, 2, 3 hours from now. Hey, oh, that's the noise, a lot of noise from there. King, are you still at the bar? All right. So any question? Any question, any input, any nothing? Just ask me anything. Guys, be free. See
Coach,
everything.
hello?
Yes, please. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
thank you so much, the mentor, Smiley. I feel like most times whenever I do take my trade, let me say from the 5 minutes expiration time, I feel like I get much more results, you know, the 15 minutes time frame. Like I do stick with the, you know, o'clock, 15 minutes, and
Yes.
you know, do you understand? But if I'm
Yes.
taking it like let me say 25 minutes, something like 25 instead of 30 minutes, something like that. You know what I mean? I get much more results when it's on like the 15 minutes. What do you actually advise? Is it that the 15 minutes time frame is much more preferable than the 5 minutes? But I do normally clear the 15 minutes very well. I'll say like, let me say 80%. But the 5 minutes would be like 5. Yeah. So
yes, you know, actually, you know what? The 15 minutes time frame is actually the best. But the problem is it happens once in a while. So you may be limited to few trades. That's why you see when you check the swipe option, check if all 20 trades is being released in a day in swipe option, maybe only one of them will be 15-minute expiration time.
Yeah.
Also, you check all the trades that are released, you check the 15 minutes time frame are always lesser than 5 minutes time frame.
Yeah.
So now we are our job now. Let me tell you what we are doing. We are doing like Yahoo of market trap. So what we are doing is we want to scan the market in a way that whether you are giving us 15 minutes or 5 minutes, we are ready for you. We just use our approach, which is so. For example, now, so instead of you waiting, I know when it will enter 15 minutes. I know when it will enter 5 minutes. That's what we'll be doing. So, for example, if it's coming down and it's touching the green and it's staying at the green, we take it for 5 minutes, as in we take it on 5 minute time frame. But the moment we see the thing crossing that green in 5 minutes time frame, you quickly switch to 15 minutes and go and check what is happening there. Also, another thing, guys, I wanted to be doing this. Be playing around with 15 minutes and 5 minutes when you are checking out trade that's about to be ready. Do you know that sometimes, let's say you take Euro GBP or let's say Euro USD, you're waiting for it, and you know how do you know a trade that is ready? How do you know a trade that is ready? Anyone that is approaching on the stochastic and RSI is what tells you when a trade is getting ready. So long you see it approaching where it's supposed to go. So if it's an uptrend, you want to see the line approaching green. I mean, getting closer to the green, as long as the timing is getting closer. So let's say we are waiting for 11:45 and it's now 11:40. You need to go and check the pair you are waiting for to see if it's making its move already towards where you are supposed to take it, which is whether green or red, depending on the case, okay? Whether it's an uptrend or downtrend. So let's say it's an uptrend now, okay? At 11:40, you want to go and check if your pair is already making move, because sometimes on pair, they don't make their moves until maybe 12, maybe the next 15 minutes. So you don't want to waste that 11:45. So in case that one is not making the move, you quickly check another one that is making the move. So you now stay on that one. Okay, this one is making the move. Now, making the move means at 11:40, so should be around that green already if it's an uptrend, close to the green. Now, most times, if it's going to touch 15 minutes time frame, at that 11:40, it will already be touching the 5 minutes. Don't take it yet, because it's still 11:40. But when you now see it staying on that green without touching down, meaning not crossing down the green, but staying on it or just on top of it or just touching it, then you wait for your timing. You take it at that time, do what I told you to do with the time, which is adding the remaining time, to the new candle, and take it. It's safe. And most times always like that. That's why it's safe. So which means even if you mistakenly, even if you don't know this strategy I'm teaching you now, I'm saying now, I mean, this idea I'm teaching that, okay, when it crosses, take it at 15 minutes. Even if you don't, and you take that, it only happens once in a while. Maybe you have a lesson out of 5 wins or how many wins. But it's good not to have any, I mean, if you can, not to avoid lessons, why don't you? That's why we're saying this. Hope I'm making any sense at all. Sometimes I think to myself if I'm making sense when I say it too long. Am I making sense?
Yeah, coach, you are. Coach, I still want to
Yes,
ask.
coach, much sense.
I want to ask,
Yeah.
coach.
Thank you.
For the there's something like you said, the time frame is different from the expiration time, right? So
Yes.
I feel like we
Yes.
taking that. What is the best time for us to take that? Is it to put it in 5 minutes expiration time or 15 minutes expiration time?
Anytime a trade is touching the green line or red line,
Okay.
even if it's 15 minutes time frame, even if you take it for 5 minutes, it will clear.
Yeah.
Because the idea is not about how long. Actually, a candle is 15 minutes. Doesn't mean it's going to stay at the bottom for 15 minutes. Only that the movement will take 15 minutes to close the candle. Sometimes a candle will get to the highest level and stay there till 15 minutes. Sometimes it will leave the bottom and stay at the middle for a while, go up, go down, go up, go down, and do all those nonsense within 15 minutes. But you entering at the bottom, you want to be at safe side, which means the moment you enter at the bottom, even for 5 minutes, within 5 minutes, it's enough for it to leave the ground. Do you get?
Yeah.
Your own is you want it to leave the ground. So leaving that ground, so you're ready. So meaning even if you take it for 5 minutes, you are in. Now the only time you take trade for 15 minutes is when you are doing it ahead. Like this, like when you are doing ahead on a 5 minutes time frame. You get, you are doing it on a 5 minutes time frame. You know that, oh, this thing is, so you want to be sure, you want to take it for 15 minutes on a 5 minute time frame. You will still clear. If you take 15 minutes, you know that. That's why you see sometimes they tell you 5 to 15 minutes. You will still clear because the idea is 15 minutes interval. Remember, o'clock, 15 minutes after o'clock, 10 minutes after. So meaning for the entire 15 minutes, this trade is supposed to still be up.
Yeah.
So even for 15 minutes or so, but me, I like to be out of the market. Like, well, how can I be on that tension for 15 minutes? It's too much of my life. So I want to reduce the time I spend on, That's on the lighter note, you know. Hope I answered the question, right? Did I answer your question?
Yeah, coach, you did.
Okay. All right. So any other question?
Thanks.
Clarity? Yeah, you're welcome. Clarity, question, anything at all? I'm here. Before we call it a night and wait for the big day, which is already a few hours away. I mean, like few minutes away, but
Good evening. I do use SRT then combining with market trap when trading. That is, I do my markup. Then I like to bring the roof. That just basically SRT support system and trend line. That's
your line is breaking.
sorry, sorry.
All right.
I say
Yeah.
I do use
SRT
SRT
support and
and double
resistance.
yes,
Okay.
and combine it with double blessing. That is, I get my zone using SRT, then
Yeah.
allow
Support and-
stochastic and this thing on market trap to give me a more accurate trade.
Yeah.
When
That's give you a markup as an entry point in price. Yes.
yes,
Okay.
So I hope I'm doing it right because with those that I get as high as 90% rate.
Yeah, you are doing it right. You are doing it very right. That's the right way to see what we are doing here. Remember, the aim of this whole thing is to look for something so simple that anybody can duplicate. Because in network marketing, we're in business of network marketing, right? Building IBO and all the stuff. Now, anything that does not duplicate will not work. So in network marketing, it's not about what. Are you with me? In network marketing, what works is not the priority. What duplicate is the priority. Do you get? Are you with me? Like, okay, like I told you guys now, last year I made a lot. I made a lot of money last year on trading. But the question is, how many of my downlines, how many of my team members could catch up? You couldn't catch up with all those lines I draw, trend line, strategy, this strategy, using, I was using, so when I was following the trade ideas, I could do the strategies, but because I was using complexities, like complex way of chatting and all that, that's way to chat anyway for professionals. But I said, okay, this year I want to duplicate because that's exactly what works with network marketing. So I said, let me take the simplest strategy and make the money. Now, you see, the thing is this: the SRT is very good. It's the best way, as in if you want to learn forex and all those stuff, it's good. But the problem is, I may have taken more trades than you using this market strategy than you using the markup, and you get what I'm saying. For example, now you have a price you are waiting for. You get. For me, I have, just like you are going to the market. Let me use an instance. You're going to the market. Do you know why people buy Toyota cars? Do you know why they buy Toyota cars? Because there are many mechanics that can repair Toyota cars. Do you know why people don't buy Chrysler? Because very few people would like to repair Chrysler. Now, not that, okay, Rolls Royce is a very good car, respectful car, a car that when you carry, of course, everybody will clear for you. They will clear the road for you. But like in Nigeria now, if you buy a Rolls Royce, you have to join Rolls Royce Club, where you all contribute money and bring the mechanic that will service your car every year. They bring him from the United States. They bring them from different countries, pay 5-star hotel and all that. So all of you in the club will bring him down, pay his bill because it's coming to service all the Rolls Royce in Lagos State. Do you get? But hey, the other guy that is using maybe Range Rover, using a regular car, which is Benz and all those stuff, he doesn't need to bring a guy from abroad. Now the question is, what do we want? You want class, or you want to make money? So now that doesn't mean the SRT is not like I still do. I do it like you need to do it. It's good. It helps you to be in control of your trade, right? But SRT is just the same way as waiting for swipe option price or taking it and cheating in time, before, because sometimes before it gets to your price, the market condition can change. That's just the thing. But actually, like I said, it's very good. Meaning it helps you, put you in control. And even every one of the new people I'm talking about, we'll still teach them all this SRT and all that. Okay. But we want them to make money, enough to make them, so when they make money, that will make them to have enough staying power to stay till the time we will be able to teach them the SRT. But if they are not making money now, they will even stay to subscribe the next month, not talk of learning SRT, So this one now is to help us achieve the 90 days game plan together, so everybody can learn and start taking trades themselves. That's why we're using. Not that that one is bad. After all, that's the right way. That's what we rely on, the educators and all the stuff. But this market strategy is created by IM Academy, so you can give something to new people that duplicates. So what does the market strategy do? What it does for you is this: all those markup that you do is already doing it for you. So all you just do is just come there and check parameters and take the trade. It gives you so many entry points. Hope you understand.
Yes.
So what you are doing is right, is correct.
There's a cheat code that I have
Okay.
That usually gives me, should I say, 65 or 60% win rate. Understand? Now, I wish you could share a screen or something. When I'm on my chart, I'll just maybe, I usually do it for 1 minute fixed time on. 1 minute fixed time on my IQ sense. Now, once
don't go far. Wait, before you go on.
Okay.
Don't go
Should I
far.
just say it or?
Okay, say it. Okay, say it anyway. Finish. Just finish. I don't want to say.
Once the market touches the red resistance for the very first time, not like when it has reacted to that particular resistance or support 3 times, then I'll take it for it. The very first time is touching the resistance for the very first time, I'm going to go in for just 1 minute fixed time on. I'm going to clear it.
Now, do you know the problem with 1 minute? The problem with 1 minute is this: I can show you so many candles now that will come to the area of resistance or support, and it will take them 1 minute to really get their direction before they start moving. 1 minute, in fact, even 3 minutes itself is not even encouraged. You can even check online generally to talk about binary. 2 minutes, 3 minutes is the lowest that they advise. And that 3 minutes borderline risk. 2 minutes, 1 minute is gambling, because analysis doesn't work within those times that we talk about. We're talking about 60 seconds. In fact, not even up to less than 60 seconds, 59 seconds. And we are using a real analysis, right? Look at the markup you do, the analysis and all that. What do you think? What do you expect to happen within the candles of a candle of a candle? Why do you think they check a higher time frame to know exactly what is going on in the market? Because when you are using a lower time frame, it's too noisy. You understand? Kind of too noisy, So I won't advise that. So please, don't do 1 minute. It's kind of gambling. If you kind of go back and check your trades, you see that if you give a percentage, that's how many percentage losses in the past or wins and all that, you'll be kind of looking at more losses if you continue like that, and we are using real money. Anyways, so my opinion is 1 minute, 2 minutes is not a good time for trades. At least 3 minutes and above. Okay.
Yeah.
It's safer. Yeah, safer. All right. Any other question? Or addition, opinion, anything at all? Okay. Guys, in the absence of no question, I think meaning we're all good tonight. So tomorrow, remember the drill. Yes, consolidating for the first minute. That's exactly what I'm saying. So remember the drill, guys, tomorrow on Zoom. When we come on Zoom tomorrow with all these other people, every other person, you guys, you do your thing, okay? And what are we looking at? We are using the market trap strategy, okay? Then in between, while we're on Zoom session, if there's any trade idea from swipe option, and we do that swipe option magic, okay? Also, so I think the Zoom session will be going for 1 hour. No, 1 hour. How many 15 minutes do we have in 1 hour? 4, right? 4. Let's say we can do 1 hour 30 minutes, so we can have 6. Okay, average 6 15 minutes. In that 6 minutes, 1 hour 30 minutes, we'll have made at least, most people would have made their 5 cents a day. And then when we come back in the evening, to be extra for those who want to withdraw. And we support everything we do with prayers, So all of you must pray before you come on that session tomorrow. And I believe God has answered our prayer. That's why we are even here in the first place. Guys, I want you to have a very sound sleep. Dream about what you're going to do with your money at the end of 90 days. Okay? Of course, me on the top list is we are all going to travel together, vacations, all those kind of Timbuktu, all those crazy places, Seychelles, Maldives, Gentil Islands, Universal Studio. We'll go to different places. So let us celebrate at the end of 90 days. Put the end in mind, okay? Remember, the end in mind. All right, guys. Have a lovely night. Love you guys. Remain a champ. God bless you. Yeah, Santorini. Yeah.